Welcome everybody to another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All. I'm your host, as always, Cody Lashley, member of the C3 Panthers Podcast. This is the show for the Panther fans by Panther fans. If you would like to join the stream, link to do so and join the Streamyard is in the chat room. It is in the description below the YouTube and Facebook video. Be a part of this Panthers discussion, baby. With me, you have a bunch of Friday free for all faithful in the building. You know them, you love them. First up, I'm going to introduce my guy Panther Pickle. Panther, what's up, brother? And by the way, a 9-month member of the C3 Super Fan Club.
That's right.
Shout out to my guy Pickle.
That's right. And you can be a super fan.
Hey.
Just click the join button. That's all you got to do, boys.
All you got to do.
That's all you got to do.
Pickle, how are you, man?
I'm doing real good today, folks. I finally found at least somewhat of a link because I wanted to see 2021's Alabama versus Georgia so I can see how Bryce played in there. I found it. I shared it on Twitter. It looks mighty nice.
He went off, man. He was the son of a gun in that game, wasn't he, Pickle?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he threw for over 400 yards.
Yeah,
I believe 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, and if you say he ain't got a strong arm, it's because you ain't watched that clip.
Yeah,
if you say he ain't tough, it's because you ain't watched that clip.
Hey, I like that. I like that. Next up, my man has become the C3 ambassador, the brand ambassador. My man. D's ill skills. D's, what's up, brother?
Shut up, D.
I want to say hello to everybody in the Friday Free for All. Good to see everyone again. Ready for a great show tonight.
Yes, sir, man. Happy to have you. We're going to have a good conversation tonight about DJ Moore, about Justin Fields, and obviously about Bryce Young and Jonathan Mingo. And of the two quarterback receiver pairs, which one is on track to have a better season? And are the Chicago Bears the new biggest rival to the Carolina Panthers in the NFC? I kind of think they are. We're going to talk about it tonight. Next up, my brother from another mother, Nick Montero. Nick, happy to have you back on the Free For All, bro. What's up, dude?
What up, bro? Just finally getting back to the office after a nice 14-hour day at work. And in case if anybody didn't know, the Friday free-for-all, it's the place to be on Fridays. But you know what's even better than the Friday free-for-all? The pre- and the post-game to the free-for-all. You guys miss it, all right? Me, Cody, we're always hanging out before the show, and usually we're hanging out afterwards whenever I'm actually on, you know, and you guys missed a lot of good conversations before the show today.
Yeah, you missed all the dirty jokes I'm too afraid to tell on the internet, you know.
Well, listen, maybe if people actually knew how to drive, I wouldn't have to swear at them.
Yeah, man. And maybe if people had a better sense of humor, then you know, I could tell all my best jokes and all my best kept
Let it out, Cody.
I know I ought to, right? Next up. My man, he's a big-time Ohio State fan, but you know he's a Carolina Panther fan. My dog, JJ. JJ, what's up, bro?
What's up, y'all? I hope y'all have a good week. I honestly was wondering what I was going to do today, and then I saw the title of the video and realized I should always just come to the free-for-all.
Oh, yeah.
This is low-key connected with the narrative, you know, the agenda I've been trying to push. You know, just remember JJ came up with this. Totally did. That, you know, Justin Fields, the narrative was going to change on the trade and what the Bears did come midweek. And then it just so happened we play them week 10. And we're going to find out how Bryce Young's a better quarterback than Justin Fields. And the narrative's going to change on whether the Bears should have drafted Bryce Young instead of keeping Fields.
Yeah, and that's the reason I wanted to bring that up, because they're gonna be connected to one another forever. The fact that the Bears chose to pass on Bryce Young in favor of Justin Fields and that connection of Justin Fields and DJ Moore, man, I think we're not done having this conversation for a long time. To be very honest with you,
or any of the quarterbacks,
I'm I'm
honestly.
I'm
But
waiting
yeah,
for the end of this year when I watch the ESPN or NFL Network, or I'm listening to it on the radio, and I hear the immortal words, the message from the Bears owner to the Bears GM or coaches saying, "You're fired."
hey man, I think that's a possibility, man. Especially if Bryce ends up, really proving himself early on. Oh yeah, that's to me that's a foregone conclusion. Next up, my man Wes Justin with the crazy voices that are all his own and completely natural. Justin, what's up, bro?
Hi, how are you?
Doing good, baby. How you been?
I'm hanging in there. I was in the same boat as him. I was like, damn, what am I going to do today? I'm fucking bored. And I saw the title. I was like, I didn't know y'all did pre, but that shit was fun. I'm going to get in one more of those for real.
Bryce, can you sign my jersey?
Fuck yeah. I'll send you
Yeah.
tickets, dude.
Next up, we have Bryce Young. Maybe his number one fan. I don't know. G Baby might run a close race, but my
Yo, G,
man,
baby.
my man Anthony Picarello, your camera's frozen. I don't know if you're with me or not. You there, Anthony?
He's driving
Obviously
though.
not. Yeah,
He's driving,
yeah,
so
he'll probably jump in and out.
yeah.
He'll pop back.
Nick will also probably jump in and out. But hey, by the way, if you would like to be a part of the conversation, hit that Streamyard link at the top of the chat, and you can join and be a part of it. Gentlemen, I'm going to start today, right? We're going to look at this matchup. We're going to really do like a 360 look at not only this matchup between Bryce Young and Jonathan Mingo versus DJ Moore and Justin Fields, but just the Bears Panthers rival in general. Like what me and JJ were talking about, that those two quarterbacks are forever going to be compared to one another. And, we're going to compare who has the better weapons, who has the better possibility of being the better duo this year. So I'm going to start it off here and just kind of open it up. It seems as though the Bears, when you have Justin Fields and DJ Moore is going to be his number one wide receiver. Whereas Bryce Young, he has the opportunity to spread the ball around. You have Adam Thielen. You have Terrace Marshall Jr. Now you add Miles Sanders. Is it more of a foregone conclusion that DJ Moore will see more targets than Jonathan Mingo just by the default of him being their clear number one wide receiver? Whoever wants to go first, jump in on it.
Yeah.
Hold on. I hope nobody minds, but I've been on this case for a few weeks now and want to
Okay, go ahead.
dive into it a little
Go
bit.
ahead.
The reason why I feel this won't turn out well for the Bears at all is just because I don't believe in Justin Fields, even as an Ohio State fan who loves that man, got his name on my back. Um, no, I don't think he's gonna be a good passer. I think last year everyone wanted to jump on the bandwagon because of the runs. I feel like we all saw the runs, and then it was like I thought to myself, if he didn't make some of those run plays, I feel like the whole narrative would just be he's a bust. Honestly, if he didn't
Yeah.
have some of those highlight plays, nobody would really fantasize beyond this Justin Fields bandwagon. Oh, he's a playmaker. He's more of an athlete than he is a quarterback, what I've noticed in his game. Pickle thumbs up to that. I think he agrees with that, or the super chat. But I just don't think he's a competent passer. Like he doesn't go through his reads, like he doesn't progress through them properly. His release is too slow. He reads the field too slow. He's late on intermediate passes, which gets him in trouble. Like I've seen defensive ends make coverage picks on him because he didn't see the defender and then was late on the throw on top of that.
Right.
So
Too slow sounds like a
it's
natural Bears to me.
oh yeah, definitely, and he's just gonna keep relying on his legs to make plays, and he can throw the long ball. Like he can be accurate at times, but he's just too inaccurate.
Yeah.
At other times, so he's gonna
Well, a
be a
blind squirrel
downfall.
finds a nut every once in a while.
Yeah.
Exactly, and
Well,
he's
and
gonna
let
go
me
down as a bust, unfortunately.
so for one, shout out to Karen Choi for the $10. Says dollar bill, y'all. Happy Friday, C3. The Bears will forever be irrelevant and without a 4,000-yard passer. Karen Choi is
Well,
dropping
that damn sure
knowledge
ain't gonna be
in the chat room.
no fucking Justin
Dropping
Fields.
knowledge in the chat
Right.
room. And yeah, I
Hey,
mean, no,
hey, hang on just a minute, my friend. Hang on.
yeah, you're
Y'all see that little pickle icon down there? I want to shout out my man Deez for providing that. I couldn't get it all in my little circle, but I got what I could.
Yo,
That's fire.
my man Deez has been killing the edits, man. Really doing a
Yo,
fantastic
D's,
job.
that's fire. Shout out D's and Pickle.
Oh yeah, man, killing it.
I'll get you one too, JJ. No problem.
Oh, that's fire.
So right now I have the depth chart up on
Yes.
screen right now. The Bears wide receivers are Darnell Mooney,
He sucks.
Chase Claypool,
He
and
sucks.
DJ Moore.
He
They got
almost
Dante Pettis, they got
Some
Equanimous St.
solid
Brown, but
complimentary
yeah,
wide
but I mean,
receivers.
it really looks like DJ Moore is set up to be
Yeah.
the number one
Yeah.
in that in that equation. Whereas when you look at the Carolina Panthers, we have a lot of talent on our roster right now. Terrace
Yeah.
Marshall Jr., DJ Chark, Adam Thielen, Laviska Shenault, Jonathan Mingo. You add Demir Bird in the offseason. What do you think the
Yeah.
chances that in his rookie year? Now keep in mind, DJ Moore has been a damn near a 1,000-yard receiver for the past 3 years in a row now. My
And then
question
last
is
year,
there anyone in here that believes the Bryce Young to Jonathan Mingo connection could be so strong that Mingo could have more receiving yards this year than DJ Moore?
I don't think. I mean, I
those are two
I
possibilities.
wish that could happen. I really do, but I think not just not necessarily comparing the quarterback and the receiver. Not just that, but the simple fact is, if you look, Adam Thielen, DJ Chark, and Terrence Marshall ain't just going to step aside. Okay, they're just not.
Right.
Meanwhile, DJ Moore goes in as the de facto number one guy. He's their best receiver. He's now I know that they have Claypool's a nice guy. He is. But let's be honest. If you look at his bot, he's pretty much a tight end playing wide receiver. Let's just be real here. It's just
Oh,
what he is.
Claypool.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what he is, and that's not a bad. I'm not throwing dirt on him. I don't really.
He has
not.
a real big
But
ego too, Pickle.
he,
He's
he
his
does.
biggest fan.
He does. And that in a lot of ways is probably a lot to do with his problem. But if you compare our wide receivers to their wide receivers, just straight up,
I would take us.
just straight.
That's
If you
literally what I
put
was
DJ,
thinking.
if you put Mingo on their roster right now, he could be their de facto number 2 wide receiver.
He could be
Yeah.
their one, honestly.
I mean, yeah, he could almost be there. You know what I'm saying?
Darnell
Though? I
Mooney
mean,
isn't moving
you know,
me that much.
comparable.
Right.
But you put any of our top 3 wide receivers on their roster, it's immediately a number 2. It just is, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
and that's plus our offensive line is better than their offensive line, and the offensive line will have a lot to do with it.
Their
Yeah, they're
Because
all
offensive line is
while
better
while
than
Justin
people give it
Fields
credit for.
while Justin Fields is busy running around,
Holding on to the ball too
Bryce
much.
Young is going to be busy throwing downfield.
So their offensive line is Braxton Jones, the left tackle, Tevin Jenkins, the left guard, Cody Whitehair at center, Nate Davis. I remember that name. Went to UNC. I remember the name Nate Davis. I don't know why that rings a big time bell to me. Darnell Wright at right tackle. I mean, our offensive line. I mean, keep in mind the Bears had the number 1 pick in the draft last year. So, I don't know
The
what
defense is
what
even worse.
upgrades. I don't necessarily know what upgrades they made on their offensive line, but it really does seem to me that
Darnell Wright.
that's what it is. Thank you, Conseco. Yeah, he went to UNCC. That's where I know that. Or was it UNC Charlotte? It was either UNCC or UNC Charlotte. You're probably right. It was probably UNCC. But right now, it looks as though Bryce has the better offensive line and the better weapons around him. But part of the point that I've been hearing a lot too about Bryce is that when
He's
you
just
compare, but also when you look at when you look at Jonathan Mingo in college, he had a dude named Jackson Dart throwing him the football, and there were so many opportunities for them to connect in a big way, and they just never did because of inaccuracies on the part of the quarterback. So maybe that speaks well for Jonathan Mingo, having a quarterback that knows where to go with the football at the right time to go with the football. Let me go to my man D's. How do you view this, man? Do you think is there any chance in your mind that Jonathan Mingo has a more productive year than DJ Moore?
No, not based off experience. And I don't mean to be the wet blanket, but because Fields has had a couple years in the league and DJ has been so productive throughout his career, except for last year, I think DJ will have the better year. Now, overall in total passing yards, the Panthers still may have the advantage, but I still think DJ will be probably better than Mingo this year. But that's not to say next year or the year after. I think what we're looking for and what the Panthers coaching staff is looking for is for that number one wide receiver to emerge. Is it going to be TMJ? Is it going to be Adam Thielen? Yeah. Is it going to be Laviska? I mean, we've almost forgotten about him, and he's 230 pounds. He's a serious threat after catching the ball. So that's what we're looking for. Who's going to emerge as the Panthers number one this year?
Yeah,
I like that. I like Laviska. I think everybody's sleeping on Laviska.
Go ahead, Justin. So, do you think Jonathan Mingo? Well, what do you expect out of Jonathan Mingo year one? Because we have so many other players like Laviska Shenault, like Terrence Marshall Jr. Now you add Miles Sanders, who's going to be catching passes. Where do you see Jonathan Mingo's role in this offense?
I don't see it being like I see him being important, but I don't see him being like getting these crazy numbers everybody's thinking, because I feel like Bryce is going to spread the ball around. I don't think he's going to have one target with an overwhelming amount of yards. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be, from what it's looking like, we all have, from what you said a little bit ago, we could send our receivers over there and there'll be a number two. That's all we have is a bunch of number twos, which is honestly,
right.
I want it like that. Like, who are you going to double team? You don't know. If you double team one, the other one's going to fucking step up, you know?
Yeah.
I agree with you, because if I look at the roster, I picture two old guys who are in reality temps. They're just temps. DJ Chark's only on a 1-year deal.
Yeah, I mean, I do like Mingo.
Thaden's older guy. He signed a 3-year deal. I'm not disrespecting that man, but you got Marshall and you got Mingo and you got right now, to me, those are our future. And I think that I agree. I think Bryce is going to spread the ball around. There's a myth going around Panther Nation that we are going to be a run-first offense. I don't think that's true. I think we're going to be a balanced offense. I think you're going to see us run and pass equally as good, or as far as the attempts. And are we going to be more running than passing? I think that's going to depend on the offensive line pass protection, the receivers getting open, and Bryce hitting them. I think that's what that's going to depend on.
I watched this thing on YouTube earlier where the people at Alabama were talking about how...
It also depends how the game progresses, too, by the way.
People at Alabama were talking about how they've never seen a season where they had so many passing yards. It was like they didn't expect their offense to be all about passing, and Bryce Young showed up and it went from primarily running offense to a whole lot of passing, and it caught everybody off guard. That's what I think. We're going to spread the ball, like I said. I think everybody's going to have a pretty damn good season. It's going to make all of our receivers look good.
Facts.
Hey, shout out to Domo. Shout out to Domo for the 199. It says, I feel like Hayden Hurst is being slept on. Yeah, I feel he's going to. Yeah, he's going to be a really big part of this offense. And also shout out to Karen Choi, who asked, "Did y'all watch Thomas Brown's interview?"
Yes.
And I did. And if you did, he did leave some great nuggets there. And he talked about, 11 personnel and 12 personnel and even 13 and how often they're going to be doing those things. And I love 12 personnel For
Yeah.
those of you who don't know, that's one running back, two tight ends. And I love 12 personnel because it's such an easy way to confuse the defense as to what you're going to do. They don't know if you're putting two tight ends on the line to block and run the football down the field using power, or if you tend to leak out one of those tight ends as a receiver and kind of be one of those decoy routes that Bryce Young, frankly, was tremendous hitting those type of routes at Alabama. So I did hear that from Thomas Brown. I did love that. And it leads me to believe that we're going to have a potent offense that, like Dee said, like Justin said, we're going to be able to spread the ball around in a way that, I don't know if anyone else in the NFC South is going to be able to do to that level. Like maybe New Orleans, but I don't know, man. I have to see that from Derek Carr before I predict him to be able to do something like that.
He couldn't do it with the Raiders.
No.
Yeah.
Hell no, he couldn't.
Hey,
Yeah,
and
Ben
the last
Williams.
the last time the head coach and the quarterback were together, they couldn't do it. So I mean, they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
They really couldn't. If you look at the Saints, I could go through the Saints roster and tell you a bunch of holes they have and a bunch of guys. They don't know if their starting running back's going to be there. That's why they went outside a running back on free agency with starting experience. They don't know whether their number one wide receiver is even going to show up week in and week out. They don't, and if he does, they don't know how long he's going to be there because he's generally hurt.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, he is hurt a lot. And they have a young defense too. I feel like the division is prime for the taking right now. And again, I put Justin Fields and DJ Moore. I wanted to make them a part of this discussion tonight. Let's go back to DJ Moore. Where does
He's not gonna have that crazy of a year as people think. Like I don't. If Jonathan Mingo is the wide receiver one by like week 3, he'll have more yards than him at the end of the year. Like I strongly believe that. You gotta remember.
Do you feel that'll be on JJ? Do you feel that'll be more on Justin Fields, or that'll be more on DJ Moore?
Last year,
Darnell Mooney,
who was the last year, Darnell Mooney, who had 1,000 yards the year before, dog and everything, had like 400 yards by like week 11 before he got hurt. Like it was already over halfway through the season, and he was like at a quarter of his production just because Justin Fields was playing like trash. And I said it a month ago when I first started making this whole narrative, because I was like, man, they gonna start mocking the Bears for trading that pick. Like it went from them policing us to like they're gonna start saying they should have drafted a quarterback, whoever hits, because I just don't think Justin Fields is gonna be a guy.
But just to play devil's advocate here, the fact that they did upgrade their receiving core with DJ Moore, with Claypool, whatever you might think about him. Traditionally, they say it takes a quarterback 3 years in the NFL before you start to see them realize their true potential. Is there any chance that could be what puts Justin Fields over that threshold this year? That extra receiver help?
I would really be surprised, but DJ Moore isn't this like just dominant, take you over the top, I'll catch it right over you. When you put it in the ballpark, when you put the ball in my vicinity, like he's not that kind of receiver who's gonna catch in traffic, tremendous yards after the catch, and then like race right to the end zone. He's just not that guy. He's a possession receiver, great at working the sidelines with the toe tap. He can break loose over the top if you lose track of him and blow the coverage. But DJ Moore isn't this like, oh, holy shit. Like, in my opinion, Terry McLaurin's better. CeeDee Lamb's better. But Jalen Waddle and T. Higgins are better. He's still, in my opinion, at the very best, the 13th wide receiver in the NFL. Like, and your production you got out of him was 1,104 touchdowns, and then this past year 807. Like, that's very replaceable in the first place. I
Okay.
just feel like, and then he's, in my opinion, getting worse at quarterback. He went, in my opinion, Sam Darnold's a better passer than Justin Fields, and
All
I
right.
don't really think that's close. Honestly, he's just a way more consistent player.
All right. Hey, shout out to Al the Sailor for the $5. Says, "What up, C3? Give me something good while I work at your service, brother. Appreciate you. Let me welcome in my dog, White Chocolate Espresso. What up, bro?
What up? What the hell y'all bitching at today?
I mean, just some bullshit. What up?
What's
Twan
up,
Don
Kevin?
in the building. Jump on, Twan. Go ahead. We having a conversation, bro. So yeah, I mean, let me jump around here. Let me go to my man Don Diesel Skills, bro. What do you realistically expect out of DJ Moore this season? You know, like I kind of compared the Brian Burns. We always talk about how elite Brian Burns is as a pass rusher. And I feel like we did the same thing with DJ Moore, where we were always debating what kind of receiver DJ Moore is because he never had that consistency at the quarterback position. Where do you rank DJ Moore in the NFL right now at the receiver position? And what did you expect from him this year in Chicago?
Sure. So one of the things that JJ pointed out is the Bears don't have that guy that can get over the top. Because DJ Moore definitely doesn't do that. He is more of an over the middle guy. He's not going to break it
Yeah.
loose downfield. He can. We saw him do it against Atlanta, right? And then he took his helmet off and we lost the game. But generally, he doesn't do that. That's why he was a good pair with Robbie Anderson here in Carolina, and that pair did work well together, even with Teddy Bridgewater. But realistically, for DJ this year, I mean, I could see him getting 1,200 yards just for lack of other targets for Fields. They could really do that. That's definitely a possibility. But as far as where I see DJ in the NFL, I think he got paid because he was in Carolina. That's why he got that contract. He's probably bottom third of starting receivers. So he's somewhere between, let's say, 20 and 29, I would say, in the NFL as far as top wide receivers. At least he's been gone for a little while, so I can say that. When we first traded him, I definitely wouldn't have said that, but I feel comfortable saying that now.
You know what? I feel like a lot of Panther fans are being honest about their assessment of DJ Moore now that he's not a Panther. And I don't know if it's realism or just like, nah, he's not a Panther anymore. I'll say
Nah,
this.
like, my bias.
Yeah,
always
I
said
was honest. I was honest about Christian McCaffrey this week, and
we're going to talk about Christian.
it led.
We're
some
going to talk
people
about Christian.
to lead me in a different direction. But you go ahead.
Christian is out here acting like a salty ex-girlfriend.
Yes.
If I'm being honest with you, and we're definitely going to talk about that later. Next up, let me welcome in my guy. He recently did a show with him versus my man Panther Pickle. Check that out on the 704 Charlotte Bound show. It's my guy Twan. Twan, what's up, bro?
What's up, fellas, man? How y'all doing tonight?
We're doing great.
Doing good, man. How you living?
Hey, man, Pickle. Hey, Pickle, you a superstar, Pickle.
That's what I.
Oh, we've been on that.
Yeah, make sure you guys go check out Twan versus everybody with Pickle. Pickle opened all the way up, man. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't real easy for him. He opened completely up, man. He was an open book. I thought it was exciting. It was crazy, man. I loved it.
We love our guy Panther Pickle. Twan, let me ask you this, man. What kind of putting two quarterbacks and two receivers under the microscope? That's Bryce Young and Jonathan Mingo, and then it's Justin Fields and DJ Moore. And I want to paint this out because I haven't yet done it, right? Like the fact that the Carolina Panthers could have had, and in some other universe out in the cosmos, there's a universe where the Panthers drafted Justin Fields and had him throwing the football to DJ Moore. And the fact that the Bears traded the number 1 overall pick to the Carolina Panthers, like this duo, they're going to be connected and compared against one another for a long time to come. So, Twan, my initial question to you: who do you expect to have a bigger year this year, Jonathan Mingo or DJ Moore?
Well,
That's easy.
I'm hoping that Jonathan Mingo has the bigger year.
But what do you think realistically is going to happen? And I can pull up the depth charts again if anybody wants to look at
it. Could be DJ Moore, but I mean, I did about 3 shows. White Chocolate Espresso was on a couple of those, I think. You remember when I did shows when I said DJ Moore was a wide receiver too?
Yeah.
And people try to behead me. They try to behead me. They tried to behead me, and then now he's gone. Now people are opening up now saying, yeah, he was a wide receiver too. And then I don't just do shows where I'm just talking, but so I show the proof behind that. And when we went through the years, DJ Moore was not a top 20 receiver in 3 out of those 4 years, and then just 1 year he was in the top 20 inside of it, but he wasn't, he was never a top 10 receiver. So if this guy's not making top 20, never beat the top 10, then how's he a wide receiver 1?
Yeah, I mean, no, I mean, but that's the thing. I mean,
it's not my opinion. I don't do these opinions
2 years in a row. Like, what makes him a top 20 receiver?
I don't do these. Yeah, I try to tell you, I don't do these opinion
the
pieces.
Wide receivers and what he did and what he brought to the table compared to also.
I mean, that is impressive to me.
He ranked above the top 10 to 15 receiver. He was in that category with Terry McLaurin.
It wasn't.
And Amon
He
Ross
wasn't.
St. Brown. DJ Moore was always in that conversation. He
was in our conversation because he played with us.
No, that's not Panther bias. A lot of people like DJ Moore. It's not.
I'm trying to tell you. Listen, according to the numbers, DJ was never in the top 20 except
because according to the numbers, he always had a dog shit quarterback. And everybody gave him the benefit of the doubt.
But
but you're proving my point when you say that.
Yeah, I mean,
he was never there.
That's part of the reason why I think
better.
Is it a possibility that if you're right, JJ, that a receiver of that level, now if you put him with Justin Fields, and if you don't believe Justin Fields to be good, but it's like I've always had the idea that they might be the type of player to bring the other one to the next level.
I don't trust Chicago, period.
Maybe I've noticed within the past couple of years with the Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp, Joe Burrow, and Jamar Chase, when your quarterback has a connection with the wide receiver, it's unlimited what your offense can do. And I mean, maybe they get the best out of each other, but I have my serious doubts about Justin Fields.
Hey, Cody,
what's up, the professor?
Let me welcome the professor, Tony Dunn. Welcome to the Friday Free
Tony Dunn, what's up, Tony?
What's up, guys?
What up, big dog?
White Chocolate's been waiting to get in. Kev, jump on this, bro.
The all-time reception leader in Chicago's history is Walter Payton.
DJ Moore.
Yep.
And second is Forte.
Really?
You know who second is? Forte, a running back. 2 running backs are reception leaders.
Oh, and by the way, speaking of running backs,
sure it was Marshall.
And wait, time out. Speaking of running backs, R.I.P. to the legend Jim Brown.
Jim Brown.
Just recently passed away. NFL Hall of Famer.
Long life, man.
Yeah, I want to say he was 89 years old.
I think 87.
Yeah, I mean, he
did his thing,
up
man.
there, man. Yeah,
he really broke a lot of lines for African Americans to be able to come in and do their thing, man. And I guess so. I think one of the craziest things that people don't know is that he was just as big as a lacrosse player as he was a football player, and people don't know about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I had no.
And
in college, he dominated. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he did a lot in a very short amount of time. Tony Dunn, jump in on this, man. We're kind of having a conversation. We're kind of having a conversation on a bunch of different levels, right? The fact that these two picks are going to be compared to one another, the Bears chose Justin Fields over Bryce Young. DJ Moore being a former Carolina Panther, now going to Chicago. We're kind of having a full-fledged discussion about this. Tony, I'll ask you this first. Are you expecting Jonathan Mingo to have a bigger year than DJ Moore? Or is DJ Moore just the clear number one in Chicago, destined to get a lot more looks with the football coming his way?
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect Mingo to have a bigger year than DJ Moore. I think that would, one, be disrespectful to DJ Moore. Two, that would really discount Justin Fields, I think, as a passer, which I'm not. Like, similar to Lamar Jackson, I think. And I shouldn't say that similar to Lamar, but these guys improve as passers each year, right? And so I'm not like, people like to, I guess, make a judgment based on what they were like from their very beginning look or whatever. I think Justin Fields has looked better and better each snap, each opportunity, and that has not been in the easiest circumstances. Now, does that mean that I don't have high hopes for Mingo? No, not at all. Right? Is that I just think, look, is DJ Moore is a 5-year vet right now, 6, something like that.
He's the number one receiver too.
Yeah, and I mean, he's always been productive. I think Mingo has an opportunity to be a good player in the NFL, but I don't need him to go out there and get 1,000 yards this year for me to be happy. I'm really interested in this. I really like to see Terrace Marshall Jr. get like up in the 600, 700, 800 mark.
That damn Tony always takes my points, bro.
And then, but I mean, I would love for Mingo to be a breakout player, but I think having those expectations to start is unfair to him and unrealistic, and just sets us up for disappointment.
Is he even a top 3 receiver on the team right now?
No, that's what I tried to say earlier. I said, in reality, I mean, I like for it to happen. But
yeah,
the other wide receivers ain't just going to step out of the way.
Yeah,
they're really not.
I think this is going to be Terrence Marshall Jr.'s year,
even if he comes in hot during preseason, they can't just make him the starter over Adam Thielen and T.J. Jark. I mean, they may give him more playing time. They may give him playing time, but they can't just bench the others if they're playing real good ball too.
And DJ's receiver 1 in Chicago.
Yeah, I mean exactly. So when the going gets tough, they're going to Fields or more. They just are. He's evidently going to get more touches. Now, whether he gets more yards, it depends on the scheme that they're playing in, and it depends on the blocking downfield. That's one thing we overlook on DJ Moore. DJ Moore caught a lot of short passes that he made long passes.
Yeah,
and will he be able to do that in Chicago? I
think it's Terrence Marshall Jr.'s year. He's completely and fully healthy. When he was at LSU, and I don't like going back in the time. I mean, we know the other 2 wide receivers that he played with, where he had way better stats. He is completely healthy this year. We saw a small sample size with him with a real coach last year. I think this is going to be the year where he comes out here and just balls out. Injuries held him down in the past. But he is going to be that guy. I thought eventually he was going to be that guy over DJ Moore. You know, I mean, I'm not here to have a DJ Moore argument, but DJ is not a wide receiver 1. He's just a wide receiver 1 on the team that he's on, not in the league. Not in the league.
Okay,
not in the league. He's always wide receiver 1 on the team that he's on, not the league.
He's a wide receiver 1.
Oh, yeah. Hey, let me welcome my guy, Chuck, to the Friday Free-For-All. My fault, Chuck. How are you, man?
How are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Doing good, man. Jump in on the convo, bro.
So the question is, there's 32 teams in the league. There's 32 number 1 wide receivers. He's not top 32?
Top 32, yeah.
If that's what it means to be a number 1, then certainly.
That's not the criteria for a number 1 wide receiver.
I don't know.
How many number 1 wide receivers in the league?
No, that's a good question.
You can be a wide receiver 1 on your team, but not in the league.
There's like
exactly
20 wide
because
receiver
if you're going to calculate all the wide receivers in the league, then some of the wide receivers may be listed as a 2 on their team, but they'll be better than DJ Moore. So
Like
that
Higgins?
Who was that? JJ
that
talking?
would remove him. That would
Tell me-
remove him out
Yeah.
of the top 32.
Yeah, do you don't want me to? I can tell you, I could pull up right now and name 20 better receivers than DJ Moore.
Go.
No, there
20.
isn't. There's 20 wide receiver ones in the NFL, and DJ.
Well,
is
DJ
one.
Moore.
I can name 20 receivers better than DJ Moore.
Do it right
Okay,
now.
I
well,
don't
you'll be
know. I
wrong
mean,
on a few.
20,
We'll just
20
disagree
might
on a
be.
few. So
Hey,
No.
look,
Well,
if
let's
somebody,
try
Twenty
it.
might
Hey,
be
hey,
kinda
no,
wild
let's
to
try
me.
it then.
no, I can
Let's
really
try
do it. Hold on,
No,
let
let's
me
try
pull it
it.
up. Let me
Let's
pull
try
it
it.
up. Let me pull
Well,
it up.
DJ Moore ain't
Yeah,
gonna be
so,
shit.
all right,
now.
Jamar
right
Chase.
now.
No.
Bring me
Look,
my
I like,
laptop.
listen. I like what Tony's saying. Let's try
Let's
and
just try
name
it instead of
20
yelling about it.
better
Yeah.
number
Sure.
one
Justin
wide receivers.
Jefferson,
Okay,
Devontae
Justin
Adams.
Jefferson.
Hold on. Slow down. We'll go. Look, let's just start with this. Is Jamar, Devontae,
Stephon,
and
Wait a minute,
Justin
are we-
Jefferson.
Are we talking
That's
about
the
like what they
top
did in the
three.
past, or where they going
Diggs?
forward?
No,
Hold
just
on,
last
no,
year
I
alone.
mean,
Last
Okay.
year alone.
let me name a list of receivers, and y'all tell me, would y'all take?
Well,
Cool.
but
How,
I
no,
do
no,
want-
no, no, no. Here, let's play
No,
a
you
game.
don't get
Let's
to
play a game.
hijack it, bro.
No. Let's play a game. We'll go one around. Everybody gets a turn. They name one player. And we
Okay, I
go.
like that.
We'll start. We'll start with Cody. You start first. You go first.
Yeah, I will say Stephon Diggs.
All right. I'm writing them down. All right.
That's the first
Diggs.
one you go to.
Okay. No,
I mean,
that's fine.
what-
Don't make it
yeah,
about.
we're gonna name all of them. All right.
These.
No, let my
these, I gotta ask.
since he has a better one, right?
Yeah, Justin
So
Jefferson.
we're listing wide receivers better
Okay,
than
Justin
DJ
Jefferson.
Moore.
He's better
Yeah.
than Diggs.
Yeah, so we're gonna see what name we get to, where we're like, nah, that's not a better receiver.
Right.
than Moore. All right, Don, go ahead, my man.
Yeah,
D.
I like Terry. Yeah, man, I like Terry McLaurin, and he didn't have anybody throwing him the football.
True.
And put up the similar numbers that DJ.
Well,
did.
no. Like we don't got. All right.
Well,
but
you
like,
can't- you can't
does-
sit and
all right,
argue
you
every
can-
play.
No,
I'm not-
do
I
we-
think
do we
Terry's
veto that
better.
one?
I'm gonna be
I
real
think
though.
Terry's better. What
I'm
I'm
gonna be
saying
real. I
is,
don't necessarily look. I mean, Terry McLaurin's a great receiver. I don't necessarily know if I would pick him over DJ.
Okay,
Moore.
so
Look
he's
up the
on the
numbers.
bubble, but still.
hold
His
on.
numbers, you
What I'm
don't gotta
saying-
you guys using the eye test and you don't watch that team play all the time. You can only go by the numbers.
Oh, I'll
It's
use
not-
that.
it's
Yes,
not-
that dude's
Oh,
badass.
hold
No,
on.
But you can't always go by the numbers, Twan.
Right.
Because
let's
if
not
you
make
go
it a
strictly by the
problem.
numbers,
Y'all-
some wide
y'all-
receivers numbers aren't good because of the
y'all
team
Terry.
around.
probably think Terry
Hey, Tony.
McLaurin is
Hey,
a
Tony.
wide
So-
receiver one.
So
when he
Tony,
put
let
up
me
the
run through
same
them like I did on.
production.
No,
Let me run through them
no,
like
no,
I.
no,
I
No,
like the
no,
game.
you don't
We're
get all
playing
the
the
fun.
game. We're playing the
one at
game.
a time. One at a
Twan,
time. So,
Twan, you go next then. Twan, you pick a
Tyreek
receiver.
Hill.
All right.
all right, that's easy.
All right.
Hey, how about this? Let me go to my man Jay Issue. Welcome Jay Issue to the stream. Jay, what's up, bro?
What's going on, boys?
Hey Jay,
and
tell him I
you-
already did this show.
Yo, do me a
Yeah,
favor.
you
Yo,
did
Jay,
it, brother.
Jay, do me a favor. Tell me one receiver better than DJ Moore. We're gonna put him to the list.
Who did y'all name already?
We got Diggs, Justin Jefferson, McLaurin, and Hill.
Oh, that's easy. That's easy.
shit.
There's
CeeDee
so
Lamb?
more left.
I'll give you the one that you picked last time. You said Amon St. Brown.
No,
I
well,
picked
that
CeeDee
I'm
Lamb.
not
Yeah,
allowing
Ross
that. I'm
St.
not allowing
Brown
that
is
on
not
this
Yeah,
show.
no one's allowed.
Come on, bro. Get that shit
That's
out of
wild.
here.
Okay, all right. Who's next?
Let me go to my man West Justin. Justin, give me a name, bro.
I don't know. T Higgins. I've always liked him since
All
he
right,
came in.
yeah, I like. Hey,
Higgins.
that's my Clemson dog right there,
All
man. And my man Panther Pickle, give me a name.
How about Jalen Walden?
Waddle.
Jalen
Water.
Waddle.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Easy.
Yeah.
He's so,
Yeah,
he's
he's
so
fine.
Easy
fun.
work.
He's fun.
All
Who's
All
up?
right, let me go to my man Chuck. Chuck, give me a name, bro.
CeeDee Lamb.
We already got him.
Yeah, we
Okay.
got to see the lamb.
Oh, my
Y'all
bad.
got CeeDee Lamb?
AJ Brown.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
Easy.
I don't think anybody would disagree with that. JJ, give me a receiver.
I'm surprised y'all ain't say him, but Jamar Chase.
Yeah,
Easy.
that's the one.
Yeah,
Easy.
Yeah,
We
I
haven't
thought
even
of him
named the
too,
two
but I
best
wanted
receivers in the
Walden.
league. One is Jamar Chase, and here there's somebody better than Jamar Chase still.
What about Jarvis? What about Landry?
No.
Is he
How
What?
about No, how about I'm up next.
like
We've been
country?
through everyone, right? We've been through everyone.
Yeah,
Everybody.
you're next,
years
Cody.
ago.
Yeah,
You next, Cody.
yeah. I'm going my man D Hop. I'm still
Easy,
going.
easy.
If he's
Alright.
healthy, yes.
Yo, don't hate.
My turn. My turn.
Yep.
It's Devontae Adams. He's the
Yep.
best in the
Oh,
league.
yeah.
I'm sorry. He's like no. He's the best in the league. I mean.
Damn,
Yeah.
we didn't say him yet.
No.
Shit.
I like Devontae.
All right.
Are we going again?
Yeah.
Yep.
Now we go back. Number one was who started this?
Hey, baby.
No, now it's now we're going to my man D's.
You know everybody.
What about-
Or white chocolate. Pick them, one of the two. You got D's. You got one for us? Go to the Rams. The Rams. Think
Yeah,
the Rams.
that's what I was thinking.
Cooper Cup.
Go
Yep.
ahead, D.
Yeah, Cooper Cup, Triple
Yeah.
Crown winner. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta say.
Ooh,
gotta
I
say
got one.
Did we say Drake London?
Oh, hold on.
You're a liar.
Now you're
You
just
are
trying to be
One
mean.
at a time. Yeah,
Stop.
we're definitely not going Drake.
We talking
London.
Cowboys?
Kev,
We're
it's your
definitely not
turn.
going. All right, Kev, go ahead.
Give
Bro.
it 3 years.
Come on, my man Debo.
Okay.
All right, yeah, dude, gotta put
Bro,
Debo Samuel.
Debo is not better.
Oh, shut up.
What?
Get out. Bye.
Yeah,
Man.
Challenge that.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
straight
too
up,
young,
bro.
JJ.
Bro,
You was
come
way too
on, bro.
young.
Too young.
You're gonna get the pushback.
Cut
on
it
that.
out.
No, all right,
one-
so here,
no one
I mean,
DJ
I
more
think
over
they're
Debo.
all right.
No,
Look,
bubble.
here,
He
pause.
wasn't even the wide receiver one on his
Stop.
team.
One
last
at a
year.
He
time.
was number
One at a
2
time.
receiver.
All right, go ahead, Tony. What number we at right
What
now?
talking about?
We got one. All right, here, I'm going to read them off.
Man, it's
Dig,
20 easy. It's 20 easily.
Hold on, go ahead.
here it is. Diggs, Justin Jefferson, McLaurin, Hill,
4,
Lamb, we're at
5,
5. Higgins,
6,
6. Waddle, 7. Brown, 8. Chase, 9. These are in no order, by the way.
Yeah.
10, D. Hopkins, 11, Devontae Adams, 12, Cooper Cup. And we're at, we said Debo is 13.
And go ahead.
And I would say this is, I would say this is that McLaurin, Lamb, and maybe
Devontae
AJ
Smith.
Brown and Debo Samuel are all kind of, I would say that he's kind of kissing in that area.
No, he's
DJ
not.
Moore?
He's not.
Okay. No.
He's
Okay.
not.
So look at
I would
Debo's.
not
I mean,
count.
there's level.
Look
To
at
me,
Debo's
I would not put
2021.
him above. I would not put Terry McLaurin above DJ Moore. And I'm not saying he's
I
bad.
think they're in
Well,
the
you gotta
same
stay
tier.
healthy.
I just think that
Okay.
DJ Moore has a higher physical upside.
Hey, guys, listen.
Lamb,
Terry
McLaurin,
McLaurin
and
was ranked
DJ are
17th
in
last
the
year. He's definitely
That's-
over DJ Moore.
But again, it's more than just the
Debo was
They're
number
in the
2
same
fantasy
tier.
2 years ago.
Pickle.
Hey,
Yeah, that's
also,
fantasy, bro.
yeah, Pickle.
Yeah,
Pickle,
you get
yardage.
We're not
yardage,
talking
catches,
fantasy.
yards.
Hold on, one at a time,
No,
y'all.
no,
One at a
no,
time.
All right, shut up. It's my turn.
Yeah,
Shut up. It's my turn.
Man.
Yes,
We need
sir.
a mute all button. Mute
Yeah.
all button.
I need to mute.
Go ahead, Pickle. Give me
Cooper
a
Cup.
name.
No,
We already
no,
got
no,
it.
no,
Yeah,
no.
we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
Come on.
DK Metcalf.
Oh,
Yep, DK.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He's not
See.
better.
Brandon Ayuk.
He's not better.
What are you even talking about?
Neither
I
of
don't
those
know.
two were
Nah, I
better.
would not. I would not
DK
put. I would
Metcalf.
not.
It
put
don't
him.
matter where y'all gonna put him. He ranked 19th last year.
Well,
I
but
mean,
no. That
A
doesn't. No,
year
that's not a
having
fair. That's
being
not a
more
fair
productive
measurement
doesn't
That's
because
where he
better.
ranked. That's where his number said he was.
then
Being more
Steve
You guys can't
Smith.
just change it.
doesn't make you better.
Don't
Yes,
mean
we
he's better.
can. Yes,
Yes,
we
but
can.
No,
We
you
can
can't.
say
You can't
this.
just change it. Y'all don't even watch all those games. How
Being
y'all
more
gonna just change it?
productive doesn't
Okay,
make you
Tuan, but if you
better.
use that logic, that means Hopkins is not there because he didn't play 6 games. So come on.
Right.
I didn't put
Right.
DJ. I didn't
But
put
we're
DJ.
not-
I didn't
Come
put
on, Twan.
Hopkins
Listen,
in that
Twan.
list.
You
Hold
have to
on.
do more
Hold
than
on.
just nice.
Listen,
Is
Twan. Hold
Zay
on.
Flowers
Production,
Zay
bro.
Flowers better than DJ Moore?
No, he hasn't played a
No.
fucking snap.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
You
ain't
can't
played
put a
yet.
rookie.
No, listen
No
to me,
rookies.
guys. Come
We
on,
ain't no
Twan.
rookies.
Listen, Twan. I mean, come on. Let's be fair on this. Let's have some sense on this. Is that it's not only statistical, because if that is the case, then certain quarterbacks are better than
Fucking
other
Cooper
quarterbacks.
Cup is the best wide receiver ever.
No, or the worst, because he didn't do anything last year. My point is this: look,
Can I say
Steve
something about
Smith
the-
was still a good receiver in 2009. But just because he wasn't on a team, you know what I'm saying? Like here is that if Steve Smith would have been on the Colts, he would have been a number 1 receiver then. We all can look. We can balance between
Some eye
stats
test.
and just reasonableness.
All right, so let me come back at Tony on that.
I think Metcalf is kind of, to be honest, like debatable.
DK Metcalf is not better. That's what
Right. Like I think he's kind of in
a
the
lot better.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not.
DJ Metcalf is better than DJ Moore, bro.
No, they're
Bottom
not.
line.
No, they're not.
Yes, he is.
He's faster, but
he's faster and bigger.
faster doesn't even. Faster
all right, how about
doesn't-
this?
That's about it.
No,
How about this?
look, let me make my point, Tony. So how many touchdowns did DJ Moore have last year?
I think he had 6, right?
How many touchdowns did he have the year before? Wasn't it 4?
He's never
like
been
that?
a touchdown
Every
machine.
year.
Though. He's never been a touchdown machine.
Right.
Also
He's
never
only
had
had
a
4.
quarterback like Russell Wilson.
Got
or
you.
Geno
So listen to
Smith.
this. One, Musa Muhammad, for those that know, Musa Muhammad said receivers that go to Chicago go there to do what?
Die.
To die. They never had great wide receivers in Chicago.
But I don't think
ever.
that's still what our argument is, though. I don't think
But
that's
look,
still the
my
argument.
point
you're
is
gonna
this,
have
Tony.
a better season
My point
next
is
year.
this: the statistics is what they get paid on. That's what they get paid on. Their stats.
But I'm saying
That's how they negotiate their contracts.
But that's not what we're asking, are who the top
That's not
20
true,
paid
'cause
receivers
Christian
are.
Kirk-
2 months
Christian
ago, you
Kirk
said it was
no
we gave
good
too much
stats
to
and got
DJ Moore
paid
for the
like a number
trade.
one.
Now,
It's just bottom line is 20 receivers better than DJ Moore.
Well, that's another one. I put Christian Kirk over DJ Moore.
We're going to
Kirk is
Chuck.
not
We're going to Chuck and then JJ. Go ahead, Chuck.
You can't make that argument. I know DJ Moore, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, PJ Walker, watered down Cam Newton, throwing to him does not. The stats are always indicative of a quarterback play, so you can't just say that. So I mean,
He was about to put up
in
1,500
the 20 range,
if we traded for
21,
Deshaun
sure.
Watson.
He's the number one receiver.
Okay,
Low
let me say this because I posted in the chat. I just want to say it. Tuan, my friend, by your rule, there are 40 plus better quarterbacks than Cam Newton. By your rule, there are 40 plus better quarterbacks than Cam Newton. Because every single quarterback that's played in the last 2 years is better than Cam Newton. Because they put up better numbers, better
Mike
stats.
Evans. This is a good one in the chat.
You said over the past 2 years?
Mike Evans is better.
Well,
though.
yeah, but I only not everybody because
got
Cam
you,
did play a little bit that 1 year.
But that's a true statement, Pickle. They were better than him over the past
You're right.
2 years.
You're
They
right.
were.
Hey,
Because he ain't have no sample size
Sam
to go
Darnold's
by.
better than Cam Newton.
Being
By stats alone.
productive,
They're
more
right there.
productive doesn't make you a better player.
Hey, let me bring in my man Anthony
I'm gonna
has
start
to,
muting people.
he doesn't even have a ton of time. Let me get my man Anthony in here. Anthony, what's up, dog?
What's up?
Hey, you're muted. No,
Nah,
but
we
yeah,
can hear you.
there
I
was
can
like
hear you.
a- yeah, there was like a delay, but you're good.
I thought Anthony was already on here, man. So
Yeah.
who am I getting Anthony confused with?
JJ.
That's JJ.
Oh, they sound just alike, then, bro.
Yeah, they do.
No,
Go ahead,
but what are we talking about? Who's better than DJ Moore?
Yeah,
Give
just
us
like
the name.
basically where does
No, we're making a list. We're checking it twice.
Give him the names again, Tony.
All right, we've got Diggs, Justin Jefferson, McLaurin, Tyreek Hill, CD Lamb, T. Higgins, Jalen Waddle, AJ Brown, Jamar Chase, Hopkins, Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, Debo, Metcalf, and Mike Evans right now.
Okay, for me, it's like I was always a DJ Moore fan. I had his jersey, but I think like he's never really gotten a fair shake to show.
But we need a name. We need a name.
Who's
Or is
better
that
than him?
all of the names?
I take Chris Godwin over him. I take Mike Evans over him. I take
So Godwin?
Yeah, Godwin too, easily.
Can I go after Anthony?
Reasonable, but
Hey, tell G
he
Baby to
looks
stop
slow
talking shit and
after
get his
that
ass on here.
Hey Tony,
Yo,
look up Steve Smith 2008. Look at his numbers.
Some people not agreeing with the list so far.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's flat out
I
20.
have a couple of names up here. I think
It's flat out 20 better receivers than DJ Moore.
Well,
It's
we're
just
only
flat
at
out.
17. We're only at 17.
With
Yeah,
Devontae Smith.
I'm gonna be real. Now the list
He's
is getting
not
a little
better.
iffy to me.
Devontae
the more
Smith is
names,
better.
the more
No,
names
he's
we
not.
add, I don't know that all these players are better than DJ Moore than what we're saying. Let me go to Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
So if we going off quarterback play, shouldn't we go off Cooper? Didn't he have Jared Goff for a few years? And how did he do?
Mm-hmm.
He was average.
Jared Goff is low key.
Oh,
nice.
another name on who's better than DJ Moore. Keenan Allen.
Oh,
You
good
throw
one.
him
Oh
up
yeah.
there.
Oh
I
no,
might
no,
even-
yeah.
And what about
Really, it's really unfair. Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
If you really want to go by it, and we said no rookies, but Chris Olave had a better year than DJ Moore did last year.
I don't think that
Maybe
means
if
he's
you
a
said
better
Garrett
wide
Wilson,
receiver.
but like
You got to be careful because you could
Garrett
also
Wilson is
say
better.
that the
Garrett-
coaches or the lack of quality coaches and the scheme played a big deal on these wide receivers.
exactly. That's literally
Because
that's
some
what
of
I
these
keep saying.
schemes, some of
You
these
can't
wide
go with
receivers
production.
wouldn't fit in the scheme that Moore played in the last few years.
I know, guys, but look, what we
is a
cannot
perfect
do is we
Well, then-
cannot
Pickle,
we cannot say if this guy played with another team, then he would. We can only go by the teams that all of these guys play with.
Or
That's
no,
it.
we could, Twan, we could say.
Yeah, we
You
could.
can't start embellishing shit.
Would you reasonably pick one player over the other? Like if we had to pick teams in the backyard right now, if you could reasonably, who would you reasonably pick over DJ Moore? And right now, I would say that the list so far, I mean, I have a couple of names up here I think there could be an argument for. But right now, okay, I'm fine with most of these names. I think the only one that really bothers me.
That's a Bears fan, dude.
I mean, I don't
On
think
the screen.
Metcalf is as good as
No, I
y'all
mean he's
think,
welcome
but-
to be here. I'm just
Didn't I, but did somebody try to give me some kickback when I say Amon Ray St. Brown?
Me.
Yeah, you're a capper for that.
He was the damn near the second best receiver in the league last year.
No.
Hold on. I want to say something real quick. So
he's shaking off.
You want to go back and look at them St. Brown numbers.
all right, let Anthony talk.
Let Anthony go. Go ahead, Anthony.
Okay, so this argument is flawed because you can't say that we're just going based off of this. The quarterback is 80% of the battle, right? And I saw, for example, Garrett Wilson last year put up numbers with the biggest bust in the league. And you can just tell what a good wide receiver is from what a bad wide receiver is. So I think like you saw Tyreek Hill in that playoff game with Skylar Thompson. That guy couldn't get him the football. And like that's not on Tyreek Hill. He's getting open. It's just sometimes you don't
That's
have a
my
good
point,
quarterback.
Anthony.
Like
That's my point. It's about if we would pick you in the backyard right now.
For their
If we would
skill
pick
set,
you, if we would
not
pick
their
you
production.
over one over. We're in the backyard picking teams. Right now we have 17 wide receivers that people have argued you would pick
Wait.
ahead of DJ Moore. Let's get another.
We're not going off for
Somebody-
production.
Bruh.
Just give me a name.
like production.
That's what they want to do. They want to completely
Production
leave the
is-
production out.
Well, I'm
No,
picking
we're
Tech
not
Jr.
We're
over
not
not
everyone.
that we
leaving.
don't care about production.
Time out. But
Production
nobody's
isn't everything, though.
that's what
I
I'm
hear a
saying.
lot of people saying who they
Nobody-
want to
hold
be
on.
there and not who's actually there.
One at a time.
Let Cody
Right.
speak.
Nobody's discounting your production. What we are saying is like, okay, right now, if you said Amon-Ra St. Brown or whatever was like the number 2, are you going to tell me that if you have a healthy DeAndre Hopkins, that you're going to pick Brown over DeAndre? No.
Right now,
those
yes.
numbers,
We don't know.
those numbers don't mean a be-all, end-all of what a player is
It
capable of.
doesn't, but
In
I
my
didn't
mind,
put him
look.
in that list.
Look,
And we were going by.
Said his name.
No, I'm talking about I'm talking
he is
about
better than
DeAndre
DJ.
Hopkins. I said it was 20 better receivers than DJ Moore last year in 2022. I'm not talking about guys who didn't play. I'm going by
But we're
the
not-
actual
but-
who
and-
played and who did
but-
what they did.
But Twan, you're
There's
the only
20
one saying out
receivers
of
more
last year.
productive, not
This is
better,
not
though.
just about last year, though. This is about
Now you're moving the goalpost,
yeah.
Juan,
Who are
because you
the
said
who are
number
the better
1
receivers
originally. You said
overall
number
in the
1.
NFL
Yeah.
right now.
Yo, Steve Smith had 1,400 yards with a broken Jake Delhomme. I don't want to
Yeah.
hear about how bad quarterback play.
Right.
usually is
That's
had.
where I was going with
I
it.
just don't want to hear the bad.
That's what
Like,
I'm saying.
if you talking about bad quarterbacks, some wide receivers
Okay.
make the quarterback.
Here, I'm putting Amon St. Brown on the list then because he wants it and he had 1,100 yards.
Hey, how
You
about
don't got to
He
put
was
him on
better.
there. He's on there. It don't matter.
yards.
Look at the catches.
DJ Moore put up 1,100 yards in his sleep with fucking Kyle Allen.
Let me just put up a name. How about
You
Mike
want to
Yeah.
talk about
It wasn't in
Amon-Ra
his
St.
sleep.
Brown.
Antonio Brown.
I say no, Cody. I say no, and here's why: is that I think that again, if we're picking teams in the backyard, I go Mike Williams. You look great in a football uniform, but you're always hurt. And the last 2 years, you've had some good years. You've had some, but right now, I think this again. I think he's kind of. I think there's a debate with that one, right? I think there's a debate.
Hold on. Who sent that chat right there? Yeah,
that's
still better.
That's the bullshit. Antonio Brown is a worthless SOB.
How about let's go down the list? All right, so now we're.
What you talking about off the field, Pickle? Pickle, you talking about off the field? You talking about off the field?
Yeah, guess what, dude? The last time he was on the field, he took his shirt and jersey off on the field and said "F you."
That's true.
To me, he's worthless. On the field, off the field,
he had
under
about
the
200
field,
yards that game too.
Yeah, he's a
piece of shit.
I'm not a fan of him.
He's a piece of shit.
But yeah, let me let Anthony go.
I'm not gonna get in here hype up Antonio Brown. That's not.
Let me let my man Jay go, and then I'll let Anthony go. Or no, vice versa. I saw Anthony first. I'm gonna go Anthony then Jay. Go ahead, Ant.
Okay, so for this, it comes down to you gotta like whoever said skill set. That's all that comes down to. If this receiver's getting open, like separation open, and the quarterback's just not like finding him the ball, there's nothing you can fucking do about that. So like for the people that saying, well, Antonio Brown is useless. Yeah, maybe he's a psycho, but the dude before he took his shirt off was cooking the Jets receivers. This dude knows how to like run routes.
You want to say Odell then?
No, Odell's hurt.
I'll take Odell too, because when that dude's healthy, he'll still cook.
But it's a bunch of ifs and buts. I'm talking about right now.
That's a good question.
Odell could be if he like really puts on a flashback, but like right.
I got one for you.
This is going way out of order. If Steve Smith wasn't old, he'd be the best wide receiver in the league.
Yeah, we can't be doing no.
If Randy Moss walked out on the field right now, he'd still be the best.
If you could go a guy who ain't played in 2 years quality football, he should be great. Then I could go a guy that played 10 years ago.
Let me go, my man. Hold on. Time out. I told
you supposed to be talking about top 20, and y'all talking about all times.
Hold on. Go ahead, Jay.
So since the wide receiver room is thinning out, I'll go Tyler Lockett.
That's who I was going with, bro. Legit.
Tyler's a beast, bro.
He's not better than DJ?
Yeah, I think
because he's faster. Right now, it's all about fast. If you got speed, you're a superstar.
Nah, man, he's been in the league longer.
Unless your last name's Bird, and then even if you have speed, you ain't no superstar.
Can I just say this reality real quick? The reality is that DJ Moore isn't going to get fucking better with Justin Fields, who throws for 2,000 yards a season.
So not in Chicago.
I mean, yeah, not in Chicago. Reality is, DJ Moore, I'm sorry, you've never had a quarterback. If DJ Moore was on with Patrick Mahomes, we'd probably be talking about him like a top 3 receiver because Patrick Mahomes isn't going to miss him on the deep post routes.
No. But the only thing I say to that, and that's a great point, the only thing I say to that is that even if you put DJ Moore with Kansas City, he's still not going to be a wide receiver 1 because who you going to put him in front of?
Not in front of Kelsey.
Every single person on that
list. No, the fuck you not.
Kelsey, you can't name one receiver on that team.
He ain't even going in front of Kelsey.
And he's not even a wide receiver. Name one receiver on that team.
Hey, Tony.
I mean, from last year, you can't.
Yeah, exactly. He would be number 1 wide receiver immediately in Kansas City.
Hey, Tony.
What's his name? TikTok.
Add Amari Cooper to that list.
See, I would disagree, but okay. I mean, I'm all right. But I think in the chat, I think Alex is right, is that like it turns out that DJ's a 15 to 20 guy.
He's not.
He's not.
That's
the fair number.
Because I was going to say this. What about Hollywood Brown?
No.
Right. No, and I would say no. Right. I'd say that is like agreeable. Is like
that's Tony Dunn. Tony Dunn. Tony Dunn.
McCaffrey's a better receiver than DJ Moore for sure.
Tony Dunn.
That's what I said. He is.
if you guys go on any respectable websites, top 20, whatever, DJ Moore's name is not going to be on it.
Well, show me one.
Because they're only going by stats.
No,
They don't
no.
go
The
by
thing
nothing
is,
else.
this is what's happening. I'm not even gonna yell.
I think we hit the
Y'all
wall
think
on the
because
name.
somebody wears a black and blue jersey that they're all that.
No, I think
Everybody is
not
not.
on DJ. I think
DJ ain't no damn top 20 receiver.
Also, but how is that true?
I think he is.
Wait, hold on. Talk about
Let Cody
all
talk.
we're literally saying is between top 15 to top 20.
He's not.
That's not the elite upper echelon, but that's also a respectable receiver that you do have to worry about putting up a lot of numbers.
That's a wide
on
receiver
opposing
one in
defenses.
this NFL.
Yeah, I mean that's what, if you want to argue that there's other better wide receivers, fine. I think with the type of talent and what he's been able to do with the level of quarterbacks he had available to him, he is a number one wide receiver. But we're still figuring out what level.
Take a poll in the chat. Take a poll in the chat. Ask the chat. Is he a wide receiver one or two?
Yeah, I think this is a different. I think we're asking different questions.
He's a wide
guys.
receiver one.
He's a two, man.
No, I think we're asking different questions.
I thought the whole
I got a
argument
question.
was who is simply better than DJ Moore at the
Yeah.
wide
Right.
How many wide receiver ones are there?
Right.
Reality.
Stop
20.
bringing up quarter. So stop bringing up
Kevin, there's
quarterback.
20 of them.
No, there's not.
Yeah,
There's
It's
reality,
over 20
wide
easily,
receiver
bro.
ones.
Yes, it is.
There's
It's over
20
20.
wide receiver ones. In
I'm
the
not
NFL.
even gonna. Hey, JS, I'm not even gonna have this argument.
I'm already
anymore,
knowing.
man. I done put this shit up, bro. We done went through this
There's
shit like
hella
3
wide
times,
receivers
bro.
in the NFL.
And nobody seems
He's
to get
not.
it.
He's just
There's
not.
20 wide receiver ones. And
Wasn't
No,
he's
Juju?
one of
no.
Wasn't
them.
Juju Hooster was
Listen.
talked about?
No,
as a
because
number
Juju
NFL
one?
is
do
not.
players by tiers. Hey, when has DJ Moore ever been on the top 100 voted on his peers? Never.
Like Shaq.
That's
What you call him? Shaq Thompson.
Hold on. I do want to say this.
That
Yes,
don't mean
maybe
shit.
he's probably. This is what Twan. I'll agree with Twan on this. When he said like just because he wears a black and blue jersey, everyone thinks he's goddess of gods. And reality is that's true. And the Panthers thought of him that way. They paid him $20 million. I mean, that's like top 6 wide receiver money, right? So like in reality, we overrate players.
DJ got overpaid.
Like they paid him because of what he's done for our produced with no quarterback. So the hope of why Chicago wanted him is to see what he could do with maybe an up and coming quarterback. So we don't really know yet. Like if DJ comes out next year and has 1,500 yards, we're probably going to come back to this argument and be like, well, damn, we were fucking wrong.
It ain't gonna be with Chicago.
Hold on. It's not true about the whole black and blue because nobody thinks these wide receivers we got are better than him right now. And DJ Moore, he was just productive this whole time, and now he's going to the Bears, and probably won't be as productive because he's
Man, look, all I suggest to you is just wait to see this season, and you're gonna probably see that there's guys better than DJ Moore out here, and I think Terrence Marshall Jr. is gonna show us all something.
Oh my God!
Because he got a better quarterback, don't he? They got a better quarterback, a better line.
Better than DJ Moore.
Go ahead, Tony. What you raising your hand for? Go ahead.
I think there is a difference between, and maybe you guys find these as nuanced differences, but I think they're really differences in discussion, and that is, are there 20 players better than DJ Moore? Are there 20 wide receiver ones in the NFL? And I would say this is, look, no, I'm going to say this is I don't put some of these guys that we are maybe even arguing that are are better than DJ Moore as number ones. Like what is it? The X, right? Like there's a certain there's a receiver. There's kind of a receiver that is the game changer, right? Like imagine if we said this. Imagine if we said that there were 20 number one corners in the league. You wouldn't say there are 20 shutdown corners. You would just be able to find 17 corners better than a guy, right? Is what a number one is a guy that you could put anybody on the other side and he's going to make that team fear them.
Have DJ ever done it?
And I would argue this.
Well,
I would argue here. Let me find my final point on this. And here's an example of this. Amon St. Ra, or in my opinion, a guy I'm more familiar with in Tyler Lockett. I feel like is a better receiver than DJ Moore, but he's not. But Tyler Lockett's not a number one. That's my opinion.
According to you.
That's why. That's literally.
I mean,
why,
I'm the one talking, so yeah.
Tony, that's literally why there's probably only like 4 wide receivers that I actually would be like, all right, if you can line up against who I think is the best cornerback in the league, Sauce Gardner, and Cook Sauce Gardner, there's probably only like 3 guys I trust in the whole league.
That's a good thing he said, because
Jamar Chase would moss him.
Because what the NFL is going to do.
Chase, Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, and Tyreek Hill are in a class of their own. So I would say more than 4.
Well, I mean, that's when you start getting into tiers.
And Devontae and
that's why I say there's only 10 number
and
one.
Hopkins. I think we got 17 names, Twan. We didn't get 18, 19, 20.
No. That's because y'all stopped.
Name them.
But White Chocolate Espresso just said it. You know, he said, look, truly there's only 10 real wide receiver number ones in the whole league.
Wait, when he says it, it's okay, but when I say
because some people, Tony, what I'm simply saying is some people are thinking wide receiver on their team, and we're talking about wide receiver overall. Everybody got a wide receiver 1 on their team. It don't mean he's shit. And DJ Moore was not a wide receiver 1 in the league.
That was the whole point I've said. There's a nuanced discussion between players better than DJ Moore and number 1 receivers.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Tony. What tier would you put DJ Moore in if they did tiers? What tier wide receivers would he fall in? Tier 1, tier 2?
Criteria for wide receiver 1, apparently. Because, in my opinion, a wide receiver 1 is a go-to guy. But y'all are thinking of like the elite of the elite is only a wide receiver.
DJ can barely get separation from corners, bro.
Hey, time out. Let me let Kevin ask this question. Go ahead, Kev.
How many draft picks would you give up for Jamar Chase, and how many would you give up for DJ Moore?
Great question. Great question, White Chocolate Espresso. That's gonna kill it right there.
I mean, what?
Chase is way better.
I give a 4 for Chase.
I'm giving up for DJ.
No, Jay, for what, bro?
Last season, the Packers were just about to trade a first-round pick for DJ Moore.
No, White Chocolate Espresso is on to something. Let him finish, man.
Yeah,
Let him finish.
That was a rumor that they were wanting a number 1 for DJ.
You think you're getting a 1 for Jamar Chase?
Yes.
Oh, for sure. Yes. Oh, you have to have a number 1. For
getting a 1 for DJ though?
Are you going to offer a 1 and get Jamar Chase?
Hell no.
Hold on. Wait, Twan. They took
Man,
DJ
was a part of that deal. Don't even try that.
DJ over a first-round pick.
DJ was just simply a part of that deal.
Bullshit.
They wanted DJ
Bullshit.
Moore.
DJ Moore replaced a first-round pick.
They
decided they wanted DJ Moore instead of a first-round pick.
So how many is Justin Jefferson?
Well, I mean,
straight up.
So in essential, instead of giving them 3 first-round picks, we gave them 2 first-round picks and DJ Moore.
And we
Pickle what I said was this, though.
That's a good point. That is a good point. According to the Bears, he was equivalent. He was equivalent of the first round.
But Cody
was valued higher than a first-round pick.
But Cody, Justin Jefferson. We probably just give up Justin Jefferson.
I still think this whole conversation is stupid. Because it all depends on the system, the receivers, the quarterback, the coach. The whole conversation is dumb.
What were you saying?
It's not stupid, Pickle. It's a good debate.
If we had Justin Jefferson, we probably wouldn't have to give up number 1s. We should probably just give up Justin Jefferson for that number 1 overall
right.
pick.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it
what do
works
y'all
like
think?
that.
What do y'all think DJ Moore would really demand?
Look, I don't think it works like that, Kev, because when you are trying to build as a team, like, you know what I'm saying, is that not every player is equivalent in draft picks for where you're at. So, like, if you're a team that's one piece away from a Super Bowl, then you would trade more for one player than you would for future picks type thing. So I don't know if that's as just simple to say, like, you would get this here and you would get that there. It's all dependent, I think, with the team. I still want to go back to this. Is we only have 17 names.
Yeah, that's
Man.
why I think
And some of
15 to
those are
20.
very questionable.
Hey, Tony wants to
Like,
play this
I'm
game,
not
Jay.
saying
I don't know. I think
DJ.
no, I don't think they're. I
DJ.
think that McLaurin. I think McLaurin and Godwin are the only questionable
prone.
ones up here.
No, but we name
You
other
said
receivers that
DK.
y'all tried to say, no, he ain't one of
No,
them.
no,
That's
I don't think
your
they're
opinion.
clear. I don't think it's clear.
But
That's
yeah,
what I'm
we have
saying.
to
You
be able-
said 20.
This panel has to be able to come to a consensus that receiver is better than DJ Moore. There's a few of them where it's like, yeah, that's easy. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Mike
Man, I
Evans.
gave you all the way to Allen and Godwin. I'm the only names right now that I would say I'm not comfortable with Amon St. Ra. I'm not comfortable. I mean, I like Tyler Lockett. I think he's actually
on
young.
that list.
See, look, man.
right. And no, he's not on the list. He's not on the
But
list.
Tony,
That's 17.
But Tony,
We're
you
at
dodged the
17.
question.
Right,
Tony, you
it's a
dodged my
one-year
question though, Tony. I said,
Name the
what
name.
tier would you put DJ in? And you dodged it.
15 to 20.
Fifth tier?
No, 15 to 20.
No, what tier? Meaning like the first four, like tiers is like four players and another
Well,
four and another.
first, what is that? Like, what are they? Is it elite, above average? Is it?
Yes.
I would say,
Something like that.
look,
Yeah.
I think that DJ Moore should be on a team with a guy like
He started off with, I
Justin
think.
Jefferson. Like, that's what I want to see. I think he is like, I think he is a, and I don't know how to explain it. Look, I think
Tier
this.
three.
I think the only thing that puts you in tier one is having a physical skill set that can't be duplicated by people.
So Tony, you put
Like
DJ
Calvin Johnson. Like, I mean, it wasn't that other people weren't producing during Calvin Johnson's time. It's just it's Megatron, bro. Like,
He was
it's
more
him.
talented.
Yeah.
So
But,
Tony,
I mean,
you got DJ with Jefferson.
No. I'm saying this is he should be on the other side of Jefferson.
Okay.
Like, I
All
don't
right,
want
let's
to
do
call
this.
him a number 2.
He's a wide receiver.
I would call him
but
a
he's not
1B.
elite.
Tony, I have an
He's a
idea.
wide receiver
Tony,
one, but
well,
he's
no,
not
let's
we
elite.
understand
listen.
you're a
What I
Panther
was
fan. We
trying to
understand
say.
that.
No, listen, let's do this, right, Tony? All right, out of that list that we have, which ones are in the tier one? That's Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Stephon Diggs,
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek
Yeah.
Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
All right, let's keep on. Who's in
Devontae
that?
Adams.
Yeah, I put Devontae.
I think you got to go Cooper Cup now. He's just earned my respect.
He ain't tier
I-
one after last year though.
I would say this is I know he's is on the back end, but Mike Evans was that guy.
He still is
I would
that
put
guy.
DeAndre Hopkins in that list.
Tom Brady
Okay,
was.
we'll give you one.
Let's be honest.
Debo.
Still that guy, but he won't be
Debo
that
is not.
Baker.
The question is:
Bro,
is
stop
CD Lamb or
Yes.
AJ
he's
Brown elite? No,
No,
no.
I
Are
put
they?
him No,
AJ Brown's
I would
elite.
put him in tier two.
Okay.
After that, after DeAndre Hopkins, in my opinion, that's when I'm going to tier two.
So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 number ones in the league, and that
You
is
still
this.
got Hopkins over AJ?
Over
AJ
who?
Brown is.
Yes.
AJ Brown
Yeah.
should be in that tier though. In
He's
my
too,
opinion.
he's younger than Hop. I will put Hop over DK.
Yeah, I would put
Whatever.
Hop over Brown by a little
Yeah.
bit for doing it longer.
But would you
And-
put
and at
AJ?
such a
Is
high level.
AJ Brown that guy? He could go to any
He's
team
tier
and
two.
do
Yes,
it.
He's tier two.
he
He's
really
tier two.
could. In my
Okay.
opinion.
All right. Then let's give it
Daniel
to
has
him.
a first
So
team
that means
All-Pro.
there are this. That means there are this.
Seven?
He was a
1,
Pro Bowler in,
3,
in,
4,
in Tennessee, and then took
Debo
another
was
step
first
in
team
Philadelphia.
All-Pro.
7. There's
First team
7.
All-Pro.
Debo is
should-
trash.
What about Debo
Evan.
Samuels?
Oh, get the fuck
I'd rather
out of here.
have. I'd rather have
Yeah.
Waddle than
Man,
Debo.
anybody that was first team All Pro gets
Well,
definitely number one.
Yo, Kevin's about to get
Bye.
so fucking mad. I love
Bye.
it.
But don't get out of here with that trash. First team All-Pro.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, but by the way, no, let me go on that.
Bye, bye.
Debo
He didn't play a
Samuel.
snap in the
No,
NFL.
Debo Samuel is
Overrated
only
fuck.
mentioned in that because they have the best wide receiver and they have the
Oh,
best.
and who's the
options.
quarterback?
All right, but that's my point,
No
though.
one.
It's
They
like,
don't have no one.
you're
He's
not
still
gonna
better
put.
than
You're
DJ.
not gonna
He's
put.
not.
Any, you're not
Stop
gonna put
jerking
He put up
yourself
the
600
best
yards last
corner
year. Shut
on
up.
the NFL on
Stop
Debo
it.
Samuel and
Debo
expect
He put
Samuel
up
is
600
Samuel
yards
better than
last
DJ
year.
Moore ever has
Cut it
been.
out.
Christian McCaffrey's better than Deebo Samuel. So
you know what? We got to put Keenan Allen up there. I know he's aged. I know he's aging. I know it.
I would say tier 2.
Yeah.
There is this. There are
right now we're
8
going
number
tier 2.
ones. There are 8 number ones in the league. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Wait, who
9.
else did you add? Whoa. No,
Keenan Allen's not a 1 though.
No, he's not. I said tier 2.
Maybe 3 years. Okay, all right. So then, all right, okay.
Wait, Tony, we were at 7. How did you get to 9?
No, because I added Keenan Allen.
No, he's not tier 1. He's not a tier 1.
If we had this discussion 2 years ago, he would have been. All right.
I mean,
okay.
You can go back and take Steve Smith.
Okay, all right. I'll take him off. I'll take him off.
Let me say something.
I added AJ Brown.
Listen. Tier 1.
There you go.
No. Hold on, JJ. Listen, tier 1 is like the best of the best, the cream of the crop. If you're in tier 2, no one's saying that you ain't shit.
Right.
You're still one of the very best receivers in the NFL, but you're not that true shut shit down different maker going around to every single team. You would be the best receiver that you were on that team.
I want to make because the reason why I was saying like the receivers we just called number 1, in my opinion, are the cream of the crop. But I still think there's a difference between being the number 1 on your team and being a potential number 1 wide receiver. The cream of the crop.
Right, but that's what we're saying.
Hold on. If
That's
there's
obvious,
nobody on this team this season who puts up 1,100 yards like DJ Moore was, but guess what? We still have a wide receiver 1 on the team. But it shows that DJ Moore is a wide receiver 1 capability. Wide receiver.
Right. Every team has a wide receiver 1.
Yeah, you can have no receivers and have a wide receiver 1.
Yeah. It could be the tight end.
That doesn't mean they're going to put up 1,100 yards is my point.
DJ was the only weapon, bro. Like, what are you not getting?
I don't understand what he don't get about that.
Christian McCaffrey,
you understand you're a Panthers fan. God damn.
Hey, JSU, he just like to hear himself.
Wait, hold on.
I refuse to listen to JJ and his Reddick.
He just likes to listen to himself.
No, listen. We're gonna go to tier 2 because to me, tier 2, that's where it's like it's interesting because that's where you get a bunch of really good wide receivers. That again, I'm just not like, in my opinion, I put AJ Brown in tier 2.
Yeah,
I'm not saying saying I don't like him. I'm just saying I put him in tier 2. Yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% sold on.
You got to be top 10 to be in tier 1.
You got to put Mike Evans. You got to put Mike Evans in tier 2 too, based on what he did last.
Hold on. I'm pretty sure. Hold on. There is realistically only 7 tier 1 dudes. If you're talking like tier 2 to start out, I'm going guys like CeeDee Lamb. I'm going guys like
CeeDee Lamb ain't tier 1. Oh, you said tier 2, right?
I said tier 2 to start.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
He's probably in the leader of that clubhouse because he still puts up a shit ton of yards.
Wait a second. He put Jamar Chase in tier 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
That was just a question aside. My fault. I wasn't paying attention.
Another guy I put in there is T. Higgins, who is a wide receiver 1, but he's his team's wide receiver 2. I don't think DJ Moore. I think DJ Moore is low end tier 2, like low end tier 2.
No, he ain't tier 2
That's
either.
my point.
I put him at 4.
He's not. He ain't tier 2 either.
Is a wide receiver.
Y'all are tripping though.
He's not tier 2 either.
Yes,
he's put up 1,100 yards.
Oh, he's not. Man, that guy don't play with us no more. Y'all ain't got to keep elaborating on that shit.
Hasn't DJ Moore been more productive?
Because he was on the team.
He was not productive,
DJ
bro.
Moore been more productive than CeeDee Lamb?
No, he hasn't. No, but here's the thing, though. If DJ Moore was on the Cowboys,
from a yards perspective,
same numbers.
No, he wouldn't.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah, there's games where DJ, you don't even know if DJ on the field, bro.
Man, we can name tight ends. We can name tight ends better than the DJ, man. So come on, bro. Let's keep it going, man. Let's be for real about this.
Y'all act like DJ's gotten a fair chance with a real quarterback.
We're not talking about fair chances. We talking about playing with what you had.
Yep.
You got to play with what you got.
It does matter, though.
What about
Okay. I want to say this.
Situation does
I want
matter,
to say
and
this.
he was very productive.
It doesn't matter if you put Steve Smith in this situation 2 years ago when this entire team was clusterfucked. Steve Smith would have walked over and laid Matt Rule the complete fuck out, and then laid Tepper out and walked the fuck away. So you cannot say it doesn't matter. That's an incompetent statement. And excuse me if you find it offensive, but it doesn't exist. You can't say it don't matter. That's like throwing me at quarterback to Jamar Chase and say, "Well, you suck. I guess we suck this year. I guess you suck."
Get him, Pickle.
That's like climbing Cody up at left tackle,
Pickle, get him.
and JJ at right tackle, and expecting the world to go around just the same.
Hey,
That
Pickle,
shit ain't gonna work. You gotta have a common sense a little bit. This
Pickle, I resent that. I would be a damn good left tackle.
you just run over people. That work out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They ain't getting by me, bro. I don't care what y'all say.
Hey, Twan, I had to let Pickle loose.
Yeah.
Y'all done flipped that switch.
Y'all done pissed Pickle off.
But I agree with Pickle though. You can't disregard the quarterback position and act like it don't matter.
Yeah.
And even though DJ Moore did have a terrible wide receiver, most of his time here, he was still putting up a bunch of yards. Like that matters. Y'all can't just take that away from him like that and shit.
Okay, I got two weapons. Cody.
Hold on.
On what?
Brandon Cooks and Kirk. What's his name? Christian Kirk. What about them two? How are their career ended? Like, how is it going? What about
Brandon Cooks?
What about
Christian Kirk has had 1,000 yard season.
Man, get out of here, bro.
Christian Kirk has had one good.
But Jay, why would you put Christian Kirk over DJ Moore?
I'm not saying that.
DJ Moore isn't consistent.
I just said that because look at their quarterback situation. They still produce. So we can't just keep this quarterback. I get it, but you can't just keep doing that.
Man, DJ Moore ain't even gonna sniff the Hall of Fame, bro.
But I might be able.
Well, most players in the NFL ain't gonna sniff Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame's becoming a popularity contest.
Hey, but Pickle, most of these people are saying this shit because he wore our colors. If he was somebody else, they wouldn't be saying that.
No, they're really not, Twan. They're just trying. He did have 3,000 yard seasons back to back with multiple different receivers, multiple different quarterbacks, multiple different head coaches, and an entire offensive line that sucked ass.
Hey, let me go to
you gotta put respect out there somewhere.
Let me go to Anthony.
He had some of the worst quarterbacks.
Right, hold on.
Right.
This is why this argument makes no fucking sense.
I agree.
Garrett Wilson put up this 1,100 yards with Zach fucking Wilson and the corpse of 40-year-old Joe Flacco. With Aaron Rodgers in the building now, do you realistically think that he's not going to increase his numbers?
No, it's too many weapons.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard, man. That's literally the dumbest shit. He's going to get 15.
I mean, that's not what I said.
He has more weapons than just him.
He's going to get 1,500 yards, and then y'all are going to say, well, situation.
Who's going to get 1,500 yards?
Garrett Wilson. I guarantee it this year.
Man, no, I've never even said Garrett Wilson's name. What are you talking about?
No, I'm using him as an example because you say, well, DJ has to deal with whatever the fuck he's
Bro, I'm only talking about DJ.
Right. All he's saying is that the quarterback matters. You can't say that it doesn't matter to the equation.
Look, man. When you're that guy, you go out there and perform.
Listen, but this is what I'm saying.
That's not what Steve Smith said.
Wait, hold on. Let me make this point, though. DeAndre Hopkins, he was a good receiver before Deshaun Watson, but nobody thought that he was the great receiver that a lot of people had him being in the years that followed. That matters, and that's why I think it's impossible to really underestimate DJ Moore and what he did, man. Like the fact that he had almost 3 back-to-back 1,000-yard years, and it was like he almost had a new quarterback every month. Like that is insane.
He had the worst quarterback play over the past half decade. And was putting up 1,100 yards.
Okay, so when y'all say that, hold on,
Twan. Let me let JJ finish. Go ahead, JJ.
Garrett Wilson just got Offensive Rookie of the Year, putting up 1,104 with some of the worst quarterback play. All right, he just got rewarded for that because it shows you can be a good talent while still putting up mediocre production at best sometimes. Now he's getting an upgrade. He's gonna have more productive stats, but that just shows that stats aren't everything.
Can I say two things about DJ Moore and I'm done?
Is a
Two
better
things.
situation at quarterback, then he'll be more productive this year.
Where's White Chocolate Espresso at? You on here?
Yeah,
White Chocolate. Listen. Okay, so listen. I'm going one my own. First, I'm gonna go with Steve Smith. Steve Smith came out and said DJ Moore was not the receiver I thought he was gonna be. He said one thing I didn't like about DJ's game, and I'm quoting Steve Smith. He said this: when he got hit, he went to the ground. He didn't really fight and get a whole lot of yards after the catch. So my second question is, when it comes to DJ, how many times, and let's be realistic, how many times did you see DJ Moore outright beat the corner that was in front of him?
A bunch of times. I mean, I've seen him
it was not no bunch of times because he don't get great separation.
Share that clip.
My man said,
I want to see that clip.
Give, I ain't accepting it.
I want to see the real what DJ just kills the quarterback.
Listen, Tony, you wouldn't believe it. Tony, round it
I have
out
a moment I can bring up right now.
Wait, hold on, time out. Tony, round this out, and then I want.
Still going to be a moment, JS.
To Christian McCaffrey.
Okay, look, this actually look, is I'm stopping. I'm gonna mute all y'all. Dad is here.
We need a mute all button. We don't have
Dad. I'm writing Streamyard tonight about this shit. Dad is in the room. It's quieting the children. I think this is you wanted to go to Christian McCaffrey, and I think this is the way we should pay a little homage to Jim Brown by saying this is like look Christian
McCaffrey ain't on his level.
Well, we won't gonna say that.
That's not even disrespect. That's not even disrespect.
We're gonna have that discussion later. Shut up, Twan.
Yeah, Tom, don't disrespect Jim Brown and put Christian McCaffrey in the same sentence with him.
Nobody is.
Let him finish. Go ahead.
No. The point that Cody wanted to kind of move from receivers onto another Panther topic, since this is a Panther show. But I want to talk a moment about Jim Brown and running backs. And here's the thing. I am I'm older than most people on this show, right? Maybe me and Pickle and I are the hats in here. Twan's probably around, I don't know.
Man, I'm older than all of y'all. I'm older than all of y'all. Except
You're older than Pickle? Okay.
No,
well, then,
no.
All right,
Shout out
nobody's older than Pickle.
I'm out here getting money at the youngest.
What I wanted to say is this, is that when it comes first is, a person who was very important to the NFL passed away today, right? Jim Brown, an advocate for, in a very difficult time in America too, when it came to civil rights, and not that any time isn't difficult in the world, but he was an important person, and being one of those individuals who is a spokesperson beyond using a game, right? Or like using that to further humanity. So I want to shout out that. But 41, I didn't see Jim Brown play. And one of the things that I would say, I wanted to just bring this up. I went on Pirate Radio today, and we talked about this. This just brings up the discussion of great running backs that you have seen play. So what I would like to do again, in a way to bring a little, organization to this crazy child room, can we go around and say who the best running back you've ever seen play was?
So that's easy for me.
Adrian Peterson.
All right, Tony, lead it off. Go first.
That's easy for me.
All right, so I became a football fan when Julius Peppers went to the NFL, right? Because he lives down the road from me, half hour away. I was a baseball guy and a hockey guy in the 80s and 90s. Football guy now. Mine is Marshall Faulk. And I would say this is I was right at the back end of Barry, so I didn't watch Barry. You know, the lines didn't matter then. But I would say, like, if I went back and probably watched, if we had the Direct TV, the ticket in 2000, I would have said Barry. But for me, it's Marshall Faulk is the guy that comes to mind for me. And what I love about Marshall Faulk, and I know there's going to be other people that are going to put different names ahead of him, but, you know, Marshall Faulk was a player that should play now. You know what I mean? Like, he was a
the
guy
modern NFL running back.
Yeah, and one of those dudes that also was an every down guy, too, which is kind of wild. He is ultimately what we want Christian McCaffrey. He's durable Christian McCaffrey.
Mhm.
That's it. Mine is Marshall Faulk. I got some other names that are on my list, but I'm gonna start the conversation.
I'm gonna tell you, this list is gonna be
Faulk.
all about eras.
Yeah, no, and that's what I want to talk about.
For
It's
sure.
like it doesn't. It's not an argument of who's better. It's
Yeah, the
just
younger
who-
guys are gonna go young. The
All
older
right, so
guys are
look.
gonna go.
Look, hold on. Anthony's about to have to get up out of here. I'm gonna let him go next. Anthony, go ahead, man. Give me a running back that really was the most dominant you've ever seen, man.
Yeah, for me, it's Adrian Peterson. I met this dude. He had
Freak.
some freak, man. He had some problems with his kid, but I mean, realistically, man, this dude just ran angry. And in 2012, he carried a Vikings team to 10-6 record, where their quarterback was Christian Ponder. It was insane. He was ridiculous in his prime. That's all I
He
got
won
to say.
MVP.
And it came off. He's the
Yeah.
guy that also taught us that it doesn't take 18 months to rehab an ACL.
Yes,
Mhm.
the way he came back from that after tearing his ACL on FedEx Field, which is the worst field in the league, by the way, ridiculous, man. Like, he's crazy. I gotta go, but hey, peace out, C3. You already know the vibes.
Hey, shout out Anthony. Appreciate you,
Shout
bro.
out Anthony.
Yep. Hey, and let me go to my man Don Diesel Skills, bro. What was the most dominant running back you've ever seen with your eyes?
Yeah, the most physically dominant running back I've got for you right off the top of my head, but the show's been running an hour and 37 minutes, and if you haven't hit that like button, I want to see some shame in the chat.
Hit the
Big
damn
time
like
shame.
button,
Hit
man.
that like button. Let's go.
Shame.
But the most physically dominant running back I've ever seen was Christian McCaffrey.
Woo.
All right.
He
All
went
right.
back, bro. The Nigerian nightmare.
That was
Yes, sir.
but I like it though.
I don't even know who that is. I'm going to be honest. I don't even know who that
You're just
is.
a kid, Tony.
He was with the Chiefs, right?
You don't know who
Yeah.
y'all don't know who the Nigerian nightmare
I didn't start I didn't start watching football. I would say
I
this
know
is
who you're talking
the
about.
only player I know before well, actually there is one, and it's Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson is really the one I would want to say more than anything, but I was so young. But Bo knows. Poor Bo had hiccups for a year right now, by the way. Rest in peace to Bo.
Damn,
He's
Diesel,
alive,
you took
but
me
he's
back,
got the
bro.
damn hiccups for a goddamn year. All right, so Christian Okoye,
That
wow.
was a good pick,
He should have
D.
gone Tim Biakabatuka.
No,
Pick
Christian
him.
Okoye, Diesel, if you don't mind me, D's, Christian Okoye was the fucking juggernaut in football pass. The juggernaut from the Marvel, that's how he looked in football pass, bro. He ran through anything that was in his way.
All right, who's
Nobody wanted to tackle him.
All right, let
Who's
Panther Pickle go up next. Pickle, what's the best running back you've ever seen? Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
I love my power backs, always have. Okay, I'm a big power back guy. I'm not really been a fan of the running backs who catch the ball. It's just me personally. But I got that. Gosh, I'm just gonna go with.
It's a tough question.
It is.
it's not the best.
I mean,
one you
it's
see play.
yeah. The guy immediately, and he was later in his career. He was strictly a short yardage guy, but I didn't see anybody stop Jerome Bettis.
Okay.
Okay.
I wouldn't. All right.
But
Who's
nowadays, go ahead.
Who's next then? Because
let's
I
go
feel like,
to
man,
white chocolate espresso. Kev, you still there, bro?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say Walter Payton pickle.
I almost did.
I was going to
That's the
say
truth.
Derrick Henry.
Fuck
I've never
man.
seen a guy
you
throw guys around.
asshole.
It's
Now
no,
I
it's
gotta
not.
pick
Actually,
someone
it's
else.
not. No, actually, it's not a ridiculous
I've
argument.
never
No,
seen a
not
guy
at
throw
all.
guys
Not
around
at
like that.
all.
Dominant, man.
It
Like
might
he
be a little
could,
ridiculous.
if he
He's a
could pull it
dog.
out for 3 more years, he's a Hall of Famer.
Dude, I've never
he
seen a guy
already
throw
is,
around
bro.
guys like that, like as a running back, like stiff arm guys out their seats.
All right, who's next?
Christian McCaffrey.
Twan, Twan, go ahead.
My guy simply went by the name of Sweetness. Walter fucking Payton.
Okay, yeah.
Walter
Chicago,
Payton
it's
was
Chicago, right?
yeah.
No wonder
his
they don't have
finesse-
any receivers. They just ran it.
His finesse, his speed. He can take a game over by himself, man. I mean, people jump from 7 yards out and make it in the damn end zone. I mean, it's just incredible what he did in the time that we saw him on the field. You get a name called Sweetness. It's incredible, man.
He's all-time
It-
reception leader in Bears
Yeah.
history.
If I may. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cody. If you got somebody else.
They got the award named after him.
But yeah, we got 2 more people. Let's go to JJ. JJ, who was the best running back you've ever seen, bro?
White chocolate took my initial answer, but I'm
Yeah,
gonna go
he
with a
did not.
specific year of a player. You already know I'm like the child of the show. I'm the youngest, so recent answer. But like rookie Saquon Barkley,
I'm going,
he
man.
was a
Good night, y'all.
monster, honestly.
Good night.
Hey, it's
Man,
a
look
lot
young.
to
He's 18, man. Give him a break.
Nah,
That's a good one.
he won rookie of the year too. Like,
Yeah.
nah, he had 1,300 rushing yards and like what 700.
Yeah, you have to see him play.
He had over 2,000 scrimmage yards. You know, he really went crazy that year. He ran the ball with force. He felt like a big boom play, running back. But I mean, like, I was gonna say Derrick Henry initially because he's the only running back of our era our recent era that has even a chance to sniff the top 10. You know, like he's had a 2,000-yard rushing season himself, offensive player of the year, multiple 1,500-yard rushing seasons. Derrick Henry's a monster, but we all know that.
Hey,
Yeah,
two names I'm surprised I haven't heard yet. Jamal Charles. Jamal Charles was, I mean, hey man, it was pretty damn
Flash
good
in the
when he was
pan.
in
Flash in the pan, dude.
How about
Emmitt Smith.
wait, how about Le'Veon Bell?
I almost said.
I thought
Emmitt
about
Smith, Kevin.
Le'Veon Bell.
I really
Oh.
did, but I did not want to name a Cowboy.
You know, I didn't think
didn't, but I almost did. I
Le'Veon
couldn't. But
because I've seen players, but this is the thing, Cody, this is where the age comes in. Is like, I mean, you say Le'Veon, I say LaDainian.
Oh yeah.
You know, like
Well,
I mean,
what
like
is
I
Tony?
could, but like
But
I could give you guys.
Yeah.
The thing is ever since ever since Adrian Peterson, maybe Marshawn, like we've had guys that have had fantastic seasons, and maybe 1 or 2 year stretches, but there was a time where guys put together like real, I mean, and maybe not, and it sounds like, but 6 years, yeah. All right, so Earl Campbell, and that was before me. But if you look up his numbers for the from 83 to 89, like he had like every year was 1,400 yards or more, you know, with a 2,000 sprinkled in. So I think this is like, I mean, because the running back position has changed so much, that's why Derrick Henry is up there. Le'Veon is probably a good answer. If he could have put together,
He fell off, though.
yeah, if he could have just had 1 or 2 seasons with the Jets, because if you go look up like Curtis Martin's numbers, bro. But here, I'll give you some names that I think.
But you know, Tony, do you not figure that a lot of those running backs back in the day had really good fullbacks in front of them, and that should account for quite a bit.
No, a lot of them didn't.
I mean, back then they built the offensive line to run.
Right.
I would,
And
yeah,
it was
well, and
more
they
of a
also
running game
probably
than a
only
passing
threw
game.
the ball 20 times, man.
Yeah,
That's not
so,
true.
I mean,
That's not true, Tony.
Nobody
Tony,
chose Barry
Tony, one of
Sanders.
the things you said that I absolutely disagree with is you said that, like, based on time or whatever, you was just like, you have to be in a certain era or whatever, and people didn't see whoever. When you study the craft, just like history, you go back and you study the older people too as well. All the greats know quarterbacks and then running backs that they've never seen play in their life. That's why they have tape and CDs and DVDs and shit you can go look at.
But that's a different
You
question.
don't have to have. You say you have to have seen the person. You don't have to have seen that person to know
was
that
my
he's dominant.
question. You don't. Again, you're moving the goalposts, man.
No, you said this.
No, my initial question was, who is the best running back you've seen play? And that's what I'm talking about JJ with, is think about this.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, that's not fair. Like, yes, we could go back and I'm not saying that he won't evaluate those guys as better, but that wasn't my question, Twan.
So you saying just only running back you put your eyes on?
Eyeballs. Yeah, I haven't.
No.
Look, I could go back because then we should say OJ. Look, I know a lot of guys that I've seen that I know. Look, I think Bo Jackson. How about this? Let's go ahead. Let's put Herschel
we didn't
Walker
even
up
say
there.
Eric Dickerson.
But that's my point. That's why I didn't say his name. That's why I didn't say his name. My name that I put out was Marshall Faulk. But I got some others for you that I've seen play that have been fucking phenomenal. But
Tony, I apologize.
Moving the goalpost,
I apologize because I didn't hear you say that you put your eyes
Derrick
on.
Henry was on that historical stretch, by the way. Like,
Hey, so look, time out. Hold on, wait. Let me add somebody to the stream, and then I'm gonna get JJ's answer, and then I'm gonna give my answer.
We already got JJ's. He said Saquon.
I mean, no, not JJ. Jay
Saquon specifically.
No, we're gonna get Jay issue. First up, let me welcome my man Colby Griffin to the C3 Friday Free for All.
Hey, Kobe, what's up, man?
Good evening. What's going on, fellas? I want to tweak this answer just a little bit. I want to give you my answer of running back I've seen in person and then running back I've seen on film. The greatest running back I've ever seen, spend a lot of time on that, Chris Johnson, by far. Seen him put up thousands and thousands and thousands of total yards in college, and NFL never, ever, ever, rarely got caught from behind. So CJ2K is my in-person one. But all
Colby?
time, I have to go with.
Is this Colby?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yes.
Exactly.
You know it is. Yes.
I'm with you.
You know who it is. Chris Johnson. But all-time, boys, I got to go Barry Sanders. Even though I was a kid, the elite footwork that man had will never be duplicated.
I mean, that's a good thing.
Somebody put that in the chat. Is
Barry Sanders is probably
Barry
number one
Sanders
of all
is
time.
the number one, but he literally retired like the year before I started following football. Yep. Before I started following, but Colby, great answer with Seek. The reason I love Chris Johnson is because you want to talk about putting eyes on. He's the best running back I've ever literally seen play in a game. Like
Tony, you would pull for him and you would hold your breath. Like he would be on the team I'm pulling for, and you still hold your breath when he gets the ball. It's crazy.
People wondered when, and this is, by the way, is the reason we're talking about is ECU grad.
Yeah, OJ
or
was.
ECU player. I don't know if he graduated. That would be this.
Fly them Pirates in there.
Hey, let me get Jay issue on here. Jay, what's your running back? The best running back you have ever seen?
Well, I was gonna do the same thing Kobe did, but what I've ever seen was Barry Sanders. Like looking back at his film work and all that, but in my era, it was Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, I mean that's a real answer.
Karen, I think McCaffrey, Darius Sanders.
We should have said current and overall.
That one.
What about Shady?
Shady McCoy? Darren Sproles is another name.
I hate to say it is, OJ Simpson. We didn't even say that about Earl Campbell.
Hey, listen, I follow OJ Simpson on Twitter, and he does. He's actually he's a good follower on Twitter.
All right, so he
really is. I like some of the
You
stuff
got
he
that. You can have that.
Again, for me,
I'm sorry, but he is.
For me, when I pose this question is different to every single person, depending on when you started watching football. I started watching football in 2001 with Julius Peppers, right? Like, I mean, again, like
What took you so long, Tony?
Because first of all, I was 20. Right, and so it didn't take. I mean, it took 20, but I was a baseball and hockey kid.
Yeah, I watched football when I was 2.
See, some of y'all don't understand the concept.
19.
I watched football when I was 2.
All right, I didn't. So everybody's lives is different. This is my point. I don't look, and so I can't have the same experience. My point is just this: is like I know Barry was there. Like if I would have seen it 1 year earlier, then that would be the name. But for me, it goes Marshall Faulk. But here, I want to put some names out there of like players that were in my lifetime, like of a different echelon. So when you like Darren Sproles, we can't put him in that, Cody, for me, because look, I'm going to target this is number 1, Marshall Faulk, but Stephen Davis, right? Stephen Davis was badass. Oh no! If you go back with the Redskins, he had 3 years with the Redskins that were dope as fuck.
Yep.
But then you get Sean Alexander had this 3-year stretch where he just scored 5 touchdowns a game.
What about LT?
And LaDainian Tomlinson, Adrian Peterson. I'm thinking.
Hey, Eddie George wasn't bad either.
Right?
To be honest.
Eddie George saw him play.
Damn, how did we forget Marcus Allen, bro?
Because he played in 1980, dude.
All right, it's my turn to get mine now.
What about this? No, before I got 2 more I want to put on that before you.
I feel like I've been age discriminated against.
Priest Holmes.
Priest Holmes was all right. Priest was all right.
And then my favorite of the two, after he had a 2-year stretch, Larry Johnson. That motherfucker was so nasty when he took over Priest Holmes' broke neck. Good God, Curtis Martin. Okay,
you might. So I'm gonna
you left Jamal Lewis off the list, and he's in your lifetime.
So look, so first I'm gonna give an honorable mention, right? Because mine is broken into 2 sections, right? When I used to care about football as a little ass kid, and then when I fell in love again.
Back when you're a Falcons fan.
Hey, we go.
Another one.
You knew Kevin was gonna bring that shit up.
I might as well just get it out. Dude,
I knew that shit was coming.
No, let me tell you, bro. Jamal Anderson, when I was a kid,
I knew it.
Dude, Jamal Anderson, when he was hitting that dirty bird, he was
played
fucking going crazy, man. Hey, y'all can flame me. I don't care. Another one, and it really disappoints me that he ended up not. Another one, and this is the one that really disappoints me, that the fan base does not like this dude anymore for obvious reasons. D'Angelo Williams was
he's my number one
electric, bro.
He's my number 1 Panther running back.
I saw him play in college too.
When D'Angelo Williams had the ball in his hands, you knew that he was always in danger to take it all the way to the fucking house, bro. And that's why
he has he did have it. He probably still does. The most 7+ yard touchdowns.
I was more of a Jonathan Stewart guy.
Tell me that D'Angelo Williams wasn't incredible for a while.
I love Stewart, but he got hurt a lot.
Yeah, the best game that I could ever remember watching running back wise, the very best, was actually on. I think it was on TV. It was on TV. I think it was a Monday night game. Jonathan Stewart was a rookie, and D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart destroyed the Bucs. I loved it. I can't tell you how many times I once had it on a GIF. Jonathan Stewart bench pressing.
What did he say?
I had it on a gift, rather.
How about this? He just blew the whole debate between GIF and GIF up, but he said a GIF. You know what? I'm with you. I'm forever calling it. Fuck that. Anytime it says, is it GIF or GIF? I'm going to say, no, it's GIF.
What the hell is it? This is my age. And some of y'all cheat.
I love it.
Some of y'all really do cheat. I grew up in a small town, tiny town in West Virginia, and I had 3 fucking channels. I had ABC, CBS, and NBC. And let me tell y'all the truth of it. We had 1 TV in a house.
Oh,
and
you forgot about
Sundays,
that top. Pickle,
on
you
Sundays,
forgot about that top rotator.
Yeah, on Sundays, if Mom and Daddy wanted to watch football, I got to watch football. If they didn't, I didn't. So I didn't have, and back then there wasn't no damn internet, folks. It's not on your phone, not in your house. Maybe
the world
military
has
had
changed
internet.
so much.
So
And it's not
yeah,
even
Y'all don't know about
it's so
clicking.
easy right now. It's so easy right now to see football. It's so easy, and it galls me for people to complain because they're putting a playoff on Peacock. Blows my mind. I mean, get the fuck over yourself.
Man, look at this.
I'm gonna be real, Pickle. I don't want to pay for another streaming service.
Well, maybe you won't. Do you comprehend that
He won't.
Peacock
he
is
checks all kinds of
free?
shit off the internet. So stop
Peacock
complaining.
is free,
I don't
and
even know.
even Peacock's paid
This is
version
getting weird.
is only $4.99.
Now we got
So tell
multiple
me, you
Peacocks.
can surely skip a burger at McDonald's every once a month.
All right.
Hey, I love
Wrestling on Peacock.
Hey, can I say something real quick?
Great point though is there is now a hyper, like if you look at the way we watch sports now, it's not just fundamentally changed, but like in 20 years ago, it was like the only way you had any information about this was from the Charlotte Observer.
Yes.
Yeah, the newspaper.
The Castonian Gazette or whatever the fuck it is. Like we are in an unprecedented era of access, and it's only helped the NFL. And I guess that's when my point, actually going back to you, Twan, when you said like, where were you at when you were 10 or 12? You know where I was at? I was watching WGN because it was the channel that came on television.
I remember
every
WGN.
day after when I watch. And I get to watch Cubs baseball.
Y'all old as
the NFL has
changed.
It was channel 3 in New York. It was channel 3 in New York.
But that's what. But I think that's a good point because like you didn't just get to see everybody on demand.
Yeah.
All I wanted to say was this for all the younger guys that's on the show. Respect to y'all too, man. But you guys are look. The only thing that I hate about like what you guys are seeing a shitty ass version of football now, though. It's like the NFL is so watered down and crispy clean and soft as fuck. Like you guys, if you enjoy football now, if you go back and you got to experience and see the real hits. And when receivers wouldn't dare do a crossing route up the middle, Ronnie Lott and those guys, like you would be like, man, damn.
To bust the bubble, I'll just say 99% of the receivers you said were great would suck.
Oh, they ain't want to get shit done back then.
Because by the time they run across the middle and their nose got busted open, and the corner said, "What's wrong? Don't be a pussy."
Hey, hold on.
Like, hell no.
Time out. Let me welcome my dog. Hey, hold on. Let me welcome my dog, Kendall, the GOAT. C3 Friday Free for All.
Kendall, what's up, bro?
Panther Podcast. Kendall, what's up, bro?
What's going on, CP3?
Hey,
and let me say something. Twan, you are right. Y'all younger guys are watching watered down pussy ass football right now.
Yeah, right.
I promise you.
It's trash, bro.
Pussy ass football. Pussy ass football.
Kendall, let me ask you
this question. When you used to line them up, yo, holla.
Let me ask you this question.
You
bro.
can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. Go ahead, get to me.
What is the best
Cody trying to
back?
skip all over the shit.
What is the best running back you have ever seen with your own 2 eyes?
Juan didn't understand what Tony was saying. With your own 2 eyes. With your own 2 eyes. Natron means.
The best one that you have ever seen.
Natron means.
He talking about in college. He talking about the bullshit ass
Tar Heels.
Heels.
With my own 2 eyes. Natron means.
I don't even know who that is, Kendall.
I just told you, running back at UNC, man. Tar Heels.
UNC, the great.
Natron Means was a fucking beast in college. I ain't gonna lie.
Beast, straight beast.
Hey, Cody.
Yeah.
And he was a beast. He was a beast at the Chargers.
But he talking about the NFL, man. He wasn't no beast in the NFL. No, he wasn't.
Crazy.
No, he wasn't.
Power
fuck
back,
he
like
wasn't.
Pickle said, man. This
But
is
if you had
older
to pick,
football,
if you had
cuz.
to pick, if you had
You
to
better
pick
keep
an
it college.
NFL player though, if you had to pick an NFL running back, who would you pick?
I have to go with Peterson. I have to go with AP.
All right, all right.
Cody,
That's a good answer, man. Yeah, go
do
ahead.
you
Cody.
have a do you have a Michael Turner jersey too?
Don't have a fucking Michael Turner.
Oh man,
jersey,
that
you
was a good one.
asshole.
That was a good one. I think that Adrian Peterson kind of was in our era what Cam was for quarterbacks. Is like it was like, why is this defensive end more athletic than every single person on the field? You know, what I mean, is Adrian Peterson was he's designed on Madden.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was a Madden. I mean, it was like if he was like
I
even
think
his
Derrick Henry's
recovery time. Well, you know what is Derrick Henry is very athletic for his size. Adrian Peterson was exceptionally athletic and big. Right. So like when I look at Derrick Henry, I look at him like, oh wow, that boy can move and he is big as fuck. He shouldn't be able to do those things. When I looked at Adrian Peterson, he looked like he'd go play basketball. You know, like he could do whatever.
Right.
It's like he can be like, I mean, it
I think Derrick
was
Henry could play some power forward.
right. Julius Peppers did.
Yeah.
You know, Julius Peppers the only player to play in a Super Bowl and the Final Four.
That's crazy.
Hey, I want to
freak athletes. That's what they were, freak athletes.
I want to turn the conversation to somebody who's starting to sound like a salty ex-girlfriend, bro. This made a lot of news, a lot of headway. Bro, this was Christian McCaffrey talking about the Carolina Panthers.
Oh my! Are you jumping on this train, Cody?
You sound like a salty ass boyfriend, Cody.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
no,
You sound
that-
like a guy from Cat Crave.
No, dude,
He put
why
up a
is it
story
that-
that said
why
Panther
is it that
fans.
every time
Well,
there is
and I'm
a
right,
new
and they didn't
story,
even reference any
no,
fans.
every
You
time
want us to
there's a
listen
new
to whole
story
ass Christian McCaffrey?
about Christian McCaffrey, there's always some headline about, oh, he was so pissed off, he had something to prove, and they didn't want him no more, they rejected him. Like, bro, don't pretend like it was anything other than business, and you were hurt
You wanna
2
hoop with the odds,
years
better
in a
hoop with the
row
odds.
when we were depending on him the most.
He watched
was
more games
hurt.
than we did.
Why the hell are you taking subtle pot shots at the Panthers?
He wasn't
and
taking
then,
any pot
and then
shots.
trying to
No, he
pretend
didn't
that
take
you're not?
nothing.
Yes,
Oh my god,
Man, hit play, man.
Look, I'm gonna play the video and I'm gonna let y'all tell me what y'all think.
You know, I was obviously fired up, but I mean, there's a lot of emotions that comes with that. To be
Tight ass
I was
slacks.
a captain on that team. I've been there 5 years. Played some good
Sissy
football.
ass
played,
shoes.
You know, was on some bad things, but you know, when you
I
commit
don't
to a
get
team and
style.
you're a part of something,
He looked like a pretty little
it's
girly
bigger
boy.
than yourself. It's, you know,
All right,
I
here
a
it
lot of
comes.
people are,
Here it comes.
in hindsight, I firmly believe it's the best thing that ever happened to me. But you know, at the time, it was bittersweet, right? I mean, you're leaving.
Leaving them
That's
was the
just
best
fucking.
thing
That's
ever
exactly
happened.
what.
I'll
There's
face
There's
up to
nothing
everybody.
wrong. Actually, you know
pissed
what
off
is
with friends, you know, I felt like you guys don't want me anymore. You know, and that's what it is.
He was a hoe,
Don't
man.
cry about
We didn't
it.
want your
That's
ass
a hoe.
anymore.
I like Christian
That is
McCaffrey.
the
Y'all
best
are
thing to happen to
over-emotional.
Carolina
I like-
Panthers. We traded your ass.
He's
I like
bitching and
Christian
moaning.
McCaffrey
Y'all
more
do
now.
this. Y'all do this about everybody that leave. All the superstars that leave. Y'all do this about everybody. You did the same thing about Steve
Same
Smith.
thing.
Kev, they're
Exactly.
a bunch of bitches, aren't they?
They
No,
are.
CMC doing this. It ain't the fans
It's
doing this.
somebody
He
else
doing
acting
this.
like
He's
bitches.
acting like a hoe, bro.
Yeah, he acting like a whole
No,
bitch up there,
you were
bro.
the one
acting
that.
like a hoe.
Ah,
He's
come on.
acting
Yeah,
like
you
a
know what?
hoe.
What would you
You
say?
know,
Somebody asked you a question.
Kendall's right. Kendall's right. When we cut Steve Smith and then Steve Smith went to the Ravens and Steve Smith said he was going to burn our ass and he did.
You damn right
Be
he
blunt-
did.
I
Gus
can't
Wilson.
tell you how many Panther fans got offended because Steve Smith was going to burn our
Because
ass.
Steve Smith
If
was
you
talking
saying
shit.
he's a hoe, you ain't never got no pussy in your life. folks.
Because he was talking shit, man. I mean, look, Steve Smith was out there
Christian
talking
McCaffrey is
shit.
acting like a hoe.
No, look, I like him more now. Look,
No, he's acting
here's my
Well,
point.
you
Hey, I
gotta
got one
think.
point.
Everybody that left Twan felt some type of way.
I like him more.
But
Right now.
I agree with Cody, man. I agree with Cody. Chris McCaffrey has been a whole fucking hoe about this, bro.
He was
Now,
asked
the
a
fourth
question. How
or
he
fifth
felt.
time.
I'm
Look,
glad
this
he's
is now
gone.
Let's go
I'm
around.
glad he's
Let's
gone.
go around the horn.
I'm glad
Let's
his
go
dad's
around the
gone.
horn then. No,
Look,
let's go around the horn.
This is now the
What
fourth
did he
or
say
fifth
wrong?
time. This is now the fourth or fifth time that Christian McCaffrey has done an interview and continues to say how
Who asked the question?
it is the best thing.
He can't keep our name out of his mouth.
Now, that's not.
I'm not
See
saying
Mac
he's
turning
making
into
a
D.
point
Will?
to do it. He will do it at least
He's
one
a whole
time.
hoe. With that tight ass suit. He can't even breathe in that suit.
But it makes it sound like we just didn't want him. Like, we just gave up on him. Like, he wasn't hurt 2 years in a row, making the top running back money in the
He didn't say they gave up on him. He didn't say that. He didn't say that at all.
Gave up on us, man.
In the Bustin' with the Boys interview, he did. He said it felt like they gave up
But here's
on
the
me.
thing, Cody.
Yes,
they
he
did give up
did.
on him because they traded him.
Christian McCaffrey gave up on us.
They listened to you for 2 years. You told us we should do this, and now you're mad that we did it.
No, hey, if you're happy that you're with the 49ers, fine.
Wouldn't you be?
Every single time
Wait a
that
minute.
he opens his mouth now,
Panthers-
there's a subtle
The
hoe
Panthers dumped him, and now you're mad that
I know. I know. Tell him
Cody,
that.
Cody.
Kev's right.
No,
Kev's
Hey,
right.
Cody, I'm with you, Cody. Cody, I'm with you,
All
Cody.
right, okay. All right, I want to say something.
I'm Team Cody.
This is your ex.
Y'all some
going to
Fuck
another
Christian McCaffrey,
relationship,
man.
There's some
and
whiny
then now
bitches.
they want to talk a bunch of
How you
shit.
gonna dump a girl and
Come
then get
on,
mad
bro.
when she find a new man that's
Yeah, man, CMC crying like a bitch.
Yeah, but come on,
dick
Kevin.
is so
Come on, Kevin.
big.
That's unfair. You know, in your
Y'all dump
analogy,
Yes.
that girlfriend already been sleeping around on your bitch ass anyway.
No.
So you might as well be glad you go. Because no. Christian McCaffrey is a liar. He was not hurt enough not to play the
That's
2
on
years he
coaching.
didn't play. He just, every time he got a boo-boo, he stubbed his toe. Oh, hey, daddy, my foot hurt. Oh,
Yeah.
that rule's like, all right,
Yeah.
baby, you go
Oh.
sit down. We'll take
I hate
care
to
of
be
it.
in a
All
relationship.
right,
Oh,
so
status.
Christian McCaffrey was a pansy-waist crybaby. He didn't like who the boss was. He didn't like how the system didn't work around him.
Hey, Cody,
so
I'm
they
with you,
shipped
Cody.
his bitch ass out.
I hate them.
He's
And
acting
you
like
know
a-
what?
McCaffrey.
You know what? In reality,
Y'all are
if
on,
we
y'all are
would
on
have kept,
drugs.
if
I'm
we
the one
would've
that
kept
does drugs, and
Christian
y'all are on
McCaffrey.
drugs.
Damn.
Hey, I don't need drugs.
Hey,
Hey,
Pickle.
I don't need drugs to be stupid.
Do you
I don't
blame
need
him?
drugs to be stupid.
Clearly.
Huh?
I
Do I
think he's
blame him?
smarter.
Do I blame him? It doesn't
He's
matter. It
blaming
really
dusty
doesn't
ass Christian
matter.
McCaffrey.
Do you blame him?
Kev,
He was sitting there with the dumbest,
Hey,
he was
hey,
sitting
Cody,
there with
Ollie
the
is
dumbest
back and
coaching
forth
staff,
right now.
the dumbest coaching staff ever.
So why he talking shit? So just be happy where you are.
He's not
Hey,
talking
hey,
shit.
Let me answer the fucking
Just tell him
question.
to be happy where he is. Keep the fucking
All right.
Panthers name out his
All right.
mouth.
He's
Go buy
getting
a
paid.
CMC
He's
jersey and
getting
burn it.
paid damn good money to go out there and play running back.
We got him
All
paid
right?
that money.
If he don't want to play, then let his funky ass retire.
Exactly.
He's
Or
playing?
stop playing and
What are you
say,
even talking
I ain't playing
about?
for
I don't
that
know
fool.
what you're talking
I was
about.
traded. But he
If
didn't.
you don't want to
He
vote,
took the pussy
I
way
hate
out.
Look, can I
Dude,
Took
just
the
like,
say
what
pussy
you
the
way
used
out.
to
only
play.
You asked
Look.
for it, you got it. This
Look,
damn sure ain't Toyota burger.
Let me say this. Let me say this.
Tell him, Pickle. Tell
No,
him, Pick.
listen. Hear me out. The thing that pisses me off about it is, like I said, this is now the fourth or fifth interview that he makes it a point to tell you how heartbroken he was that the Panthers decided to move on from him, like we did him unfairly. And I'm just like, bro, what are you talking about? You were hurt 2 years in a row. You were the focal point of our offense. We built our offense around you, and then you got hurt all the time, and then got mad that we wanted to move on from a running back that was never on the football field, never available. Like, come on, dude. And it's the subtle jabs. Like, he's trying to say it without saying it, bro. It's some whole shit to me.
Christian McCaffrey is one of the most.
That's where if I couldn't do that because I get fired. But in reality, Christian McCaffrey's not stupid. Okay, he's really not.
He's a hodo.
Yeah, he is. But because when he got there, all of a sudden he stubbed his toe. Oh, he can still play.
Yeah, he didn't
But
get
in
hurt in San
Carolina, he
Francisco.
stubbed
Yeah.
his toe. He couldn't play.
Ho.
And Kevin, you are right. We could have probably got a little bit more if we waited, but I'm not guaranteed we'd got that direct first round pick.
No, man, the best thing for us to do was to let his ass go.
In reality, I'm glad he was traded. Because if you didn't trade him, you wouldn't have the ammunition to get Bryce Young.
The other thing, the whole offense ran through him.
Fact of the matter is, we went out and signed another running back who, in my opinion,
was better.
Who was almost as good as Christian McCaffrey, a lot cheaper, and without the cry little bitchy ass McCaffrey is.
I know the revision is.
I agree with Pickle.
Well, see, this is the thing for the Christian McCaffrey lovers. Even when Christian McCaffrey had that great year. Even when Christian McCaffrey had that great year, the Panthers
first team All Pro.
Can I finish talking?
Yeah, because he's acting like a hoe now, JJ. That's the point. That's the difference.
Even
he makes it.
Oh, come on. Come on. McCaffrey goes in the 49ers locker room every day and gets on his knees first thing he does.
Whoa.
I ain't crying over shit. He ain't on our team no more.
Pickle's on to something. The man is in love with George Kittle, I tell you.
He is. Hey,
listen.
A lot of times he probably didn't play. Y'all know that was a business decision.
And he's happy
you know that was
now.
a business
Who
decision.
cares?
Yeah, that was his bitch's decision.
Y'all sound like
yeah.
We traded him, and now we got Bryce Young.
Man, y'all are such.
I'm talking to the bitches. Debatable. I'll tell you what I told 4-Man Rush on Twitter this morning.
Say that again,
honestly,
Tony.
I didn't like Christian McCaffrey to start with. I didn't want to draft him. I thought he was the weakest running back in the class.
Ooh.
I told everybody back then that Alvin Kamara was as good.
Panther Pickle.
No, I've never.
And I told everybody back then that Alvin Kamara was as good as Christian McCaffrey. He just wasn't as famous. And the fact of the matter is, Alvin Kamara's healthier.
I want that on record. I do want that on. But you know what? I will say this is I did draft Alvin Kamara in the 11th round of my it's a keeper league.
And
so
you got him.
In the 11th
no, you can only keep him for 5 years. You can only keep him for 5 years. It's the Pirate Radio fantasy football league. And in my 5th year, he won me. He single-handedly won me. That's
With
how you
that
have to win
Christmas
this.
game?
You have to win this league by getting a guy that's a rookie and he kills it and you keep, this league's just too competitive. But going back to this, as I got a couple of things to say about the Christian McCaffrey thing. And first, shame on y'all. Shame on y'all.
Exactly.
Turning up
ungrateful.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't even need that. But just shame on you for just shitting on him. Look,
he ain't rubbed my back. He ain't done much for me.
I guess Deshaun Watson is your favorite player then.
So what did Chris McCaffrey do for the Panthers?
Look,
what did he do?
I want some full disclosure about this. Full disclosure about this.
I just want to know what CMC did for the Panthers.
Just listen.
Had a little bit of relevance.
Other than 1 year, nothing.
You gotta fight for it, Tommy. This is what I do on Friday.
And that year when he went off Pickle, everything was fucking
They don't want to have a
force-fed to his ass.
conversation. They just want to chirp. Chirp, chirp. Y'all little Demir birds out there chirping.
Oh, we ain't that bad. We don't
full disclosure. No, full disclosure. I wanted Leonard Fournette more than Christian McCaffrey.
Then you want that would have been worse.
Right.
That was a lot worse.
So, look, I just want to give you some context of the person who is making this take, right? So it's not somebody who was, in Panthers Pickle's words, on his knees sucking this person off the moment they walked into the locker room.
Come in on?
That's what Panther Pickle is out of crazy. But so I am somebody that look. I would say this is I like Christian McCaffrey more after these comments than before. And the reason I'm saying this is I don't feel like he turned on them. Like, I think the fact that we mattered to him that much when we just talk shit about him being hurt all the time and the Panthers sucking, and now you want him to care about Carolina. He cared about us more than we cared about him at that time, which I find wild, because this is a person who doesn't want to care about him. But also, would you not say the same fucking shit after being through 4 and 5 years of just ridiculous terribleness? You're a top player, and yes, you're going to say, oh, he's hurt. He nursed it. No, he didn't nurse it.
Exactly.
We managed him in a way, because if we would have been in the playoffs, he would have played. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like we didn't put him on IR.
So you say he quit on the team then?
No, we protected. No, we protected an investment. No, we were protecting an investment.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, was it not time to move on from him?
Right.
Yeah, he should have been gone.
Well, or hear about this, and I think Cody has been right a lot about it. It shows you the difficulties of when you pay a running back. Look at the teams now who are re-upping right then. Now, look, we've got Derrick Henry is in that case, Alvin Kamara. These guys, look, maybe we managed the Christian McCaffrey thing the best you possibly could. Absolutely. As in, we got a name, we got a little bit of excitement. We weren't good, so who cares? We had a superstar, and then we traded him and got assets, and now Christian McCaffrey is on the team. Where honestly, when you guys put Debo on the top 15 list, I think it's system that Debo is a top 15 receiver. No, I'm not saying like he couldn't do it, but like, I mean, he is a guy that I think Kyle Shanahan understands. And I think Christian McCaffrey is in a perfect place. He's got a beautiful girl. He got a beautiful girl. He's in California. He looks beautiful. We got what we wanted for him. I'm like this. I think this is I'm glad I got to fuck Christian McCaffrey. Right? Cam gets it.
Yeah, I don't condone that behavior.
You're not the only one.
It's like about it. Imagine it. No, but
nobody rivals. Hey, Tony, you've had enough.
No.
You need to stop talking for
he
the
doesn't get the analogy. The analogy is this: is what if you could sleep with a hot girl?
Nah, you said CMC.
Right? Yeah, he's the hot girl.
Nah, he's a guy.
Don't get off the rails.
I'll fuck it right now. I don't care.
Motherfucker's coming out right. He's coming out right tonight in front of all of us.
Damn right he is.
Y'all get it. Y'all don't get the joke.
No, listen. This is what I'm saying. I have no problem with him caring about the Panthers and all this stuff. What I'm saying is, say I'm thankful for those dudes in the locker room that I was out there busting my ass with. I'm thankful for the players and the coaches that gave me an opportunity over there in Carolina, and let bygones be bygones and move on.
Cody, were you the one that was dumped?
Don't continue to do this thing where every single time you're asked about it, it's, oh man, they put a chip on my shoulder. They didn't believe in me. And look, by the way, we're not the only one making this up, because he was the one that he put out like something today saying that he wasn't trying to take a shot at the Panthers.
Yeah, he was.
What did Steve Smith say about the Ravens head coach?
He was trying to take a shot.
What did Steve Smith say about the Ravens head coach?
All those sneak shots.
The Texans head coach.
I have no idea what.
Hey, Kev, let me say this on behalf of Cody, man.
What did Steve Smith say about the Texans head coach, David Gully?
Let me get one statement.
He didn't believe
Christian McCaffrey
You've
is
been making statements all day.
CMC actually.
Shut your little crying ass up, bro.
You talk after
Making statements all day. Like a little hoe.
He's been making statements all day, Twan. Be quiet.
Yeah, because he won't shut up, bro.
You do need to be quiet.
He system talks over everybody, man.
Everybody, bro.
Get
Look,
your
y'all
back
need a room.
straight.
Y'all need a room, don't you?
Hey, man, go. Hey, come on, man.
Listen,
When your nuts drop, then talk to me, bro.
I can appreciate the player that Christian McCaffrey was
I've been trying to get this one statement out for
and also
hours.
say that these snide little remarks are kind of some bullshit.
Fuck
That's
Christian
not
McCaffrey, man. Just say it, Cody. Say it.
What did
Fuck
what did
him.
Steve,
He
hey,
acted
what did
like a
Steve
hoe.
Smith say
That's what
about
I
David
said.
Gully for the Texans?
I have no idea, bro.
Cody,
Remember,
look.
he
Chris,
didn't
go
believe
ahead.
in me.
Go
He
ahead.
said,
White
"Don't come
chocolate.
over here. This is the receiver core for Pro Bowl."
Right.
And he kept that
Then I
shit
gotta
for
welcome
like
somebody
18
into the
years.
show.
And he still said, "Fuck David Gully."
Yeah,
So
I
if
mean,
CMC
still.
wants to do that to us, fine.
Yeah, but Steve Smith meant a lot more than Christian McCaffrey to the
In
Panthers.
2001.
Damn
Oh,
right.
I don't know. I don't know. Now,
Oh,
that's
yes,
in
he
what
does.
circle? That's in
Hey,
what
don't even
circle
try that
you
shit.
in?
Don't even try that
No,
shit.
fuck that.
Meant
That's in
way
what. That's in what
more to
circle
the
you
He
in?
don't even come nowhere in that stratosphere,
You
bro.
didn't even hear me. You didn't even hear what I had to say, Cody. You just talking over my shit, mixing
yeah,
my
everybody
words.
talks over,
You're just mixing over my words. I
everybody
said
on this show.
in 2001, he made the Pro Bowl as a kick returner. He went to the receivers. David Gully said, "This is receivers. You need to go to special teams." When David Gully got the head coach for the Texans, what did Steve Smith say? He said, "I don't give a shit if he got the head coach." He said he didn't believe me.
Yeah, but
Like, he
that's
kept
not
that
really
grudge.
even. That's not really even comparable.
And CMC got dumped by the team.
kinda
So he's
is.
like, what?
No, I mean, no. At that point in time, Steve Smith
Why
had
can't
never
Steve
proven
Smith let it
himself
go?
in the NFL. Christian
But that's
McCaffrey
not
had already
the-
been a 1,000 rusher,
Steve Smith let
1,000
something go that
yard
happened 10 years
receiver.
ago.
Yeah, but when he had a 1,000, what was our record?
He still was great.
5 and 12.
Five
No,
and
5 and
11
11.
with Steve
Hey,
Smith.
by the way,
Thank you.
by the way, let me
Christian McCaffrey never did shit for the Panthers
Exactly.
no,
except
time out.
motherfucking did that 1 year. I just want to make
Nah,
a quick statement.
he was just on overall. He was on bad.
Let me just
team
make this
overall.
damn one quick statement. Shit. The motherfucker, he didn't do shit for the Panthers when you really look at it at the end of the day. The year he went off, they force-fed the shit out of him, bro. He didn't have those numbers. They just kept going to him. Christian McCaffrey is simply mad because the Carolina Panthers moved on from his selfish ass, and now he's with San Francisco where he's just a guy. He ain't the guy. See, Christian McCaffrey's mad because he was the
Look at the
Christian
numbers.
McCaffrey's crying because he was the man in Charlotte. But now he's in San Francisco. He's just one of the guys, bro.
No, bro.
Hey,
That's what it boils down to. He sounds like a damn cry ass.
Twan, did he tell Marty Hurney to give him that contract? Did he tell them to be 80-some%
Man,
of the
Christian
motherfucking
McCaffrey
offense?
is the hoe,
No, the
man.
fuck he didn't.
Why y'all hate
Yeah, but we're talking about two different things. Now.
He had
We're talking
one
about-
good year with us, and y'all acting like the motherfucking Hall of Fame.
It wasn't Marty Hurney who actually told.
No, it was
It was David Tepper because they realized they fucked up. That in literally a few months, they
Man, get the fuck out of here.
shit.
I'm not talking about you, Pickles. Somebody said he carried our offense for 3 years.
Kuechly
Get the fuck
retired.
out of here.
Luke Kuechly retired. They cut Cam Newton and they cut Greg Olsen, and they realized right quick they don't have no superstars, and they needed to pay somebody, so they paid McCaffrey. Now,
And whose fault was that? Whose fault was that? That was Matt Rule's fault.
Exactly.
That was Matt Rule's fault. Matt Rule did all that.
Oh yeah, Matt Rule. That
motherfucker in the
Nebraska. I'm tired of hearing about Matt Rule. Matt Rule didn't tell everybody to scratch their ass backward.
Yeah, he did.
Say that motherfucker in Nebraska.
No, he did.
That motherfucker in Nebraska.
I mean, and you know what? I said this on Twitter, and I say it here. McCaffrey accepted the contract, knowing he had a dumbass as a head
Y'all
coach,
act like
knowing he had a
Exactly.
moron as a GM and an
Say it again,
inexperienced
Pickles.
dummy
Say it again,
as an
Pickles.
owner. So therefore, McCaffrey evidently wasn't that damn
It
smart.
was about the money.
Contract.
It was about the money with him.
It wasn't nothing to do with
It's always
crowd of
about
the
money with
Panthers.
every
It wasn't
player.
nothing to do
What
with
are you
going to the
talking about?
Panthers. He said, "Here's some done sons of bitches. I'm gonna
Why
sign
would
this."
you re-sign with fucking Matt Rule?
I would have.
Y'all
He
like
still
trying to
had
fight a
2
coach
years
like
left
Robbie
on his
Anderson.
deal,
All right,
so the
everybody wait,
concept of
everybody
signing him was stupid in the process.
Everybody, wait. Let me
Chill.
let me give my man his official intro. Welcome, Edge, to the show. Edge, what's up?
Oh,
bro?
hey, how you doing, bud?
Not much. How y'all doing today?
Edge.
What's up,
Bro, chilling, bro.
So,
I mean,
so are we done talking about CMC? So we can really talk about what we really need to talk about? Bryce Young and Jonathan Mingo versus Fields and DJ Moore. Are we done with CMC now?
No,
CMC is not. Listen, CMC is not here with us.
He don't play with us. Fuck
He's
him.
gone. All right. Look, CMC did well with us. All right. He did what he had to do. He took the money. He ran. Look, after CMC left, what the hell did our running game do? Blew the hell out of freaking Tampa Bay the very next game.
We played
very next game. When we played against Detroit, what did our running game do? Set not one but two
we broke
records.
a record. Yeah.
Two records. Two records.
He didn't ask to be 80-some% of the offense. He didn't ask for that.
You sure he didn't ask for that? Because they're in the top. You sure? Are you sure?
It's edge time. It's edge time.
Are you sure? Because the coaching scheme, really, there's a coaching scheme. So why in the heck did when Christian McCaffrey ran onto the field, Matt Rule pulled him off, and then Christian McCaffrey tried to run back on the field again
without his permission? On top of that,
without that permission. So whose decision was that? CMC or Matt Rule's?
He was selfish.
Y'all said one thing. Matt Rule.
No, but Christian McCaffrey wanted the ball all to himself. He did not like sharing that ball.
Does. Every superstar player,
and that's why he had to fucking go.
Whoever's decision it was,
wants the ball all the time.
Listen, it was everybody involved, man. I don't blame Christian for wanting the ball. I blame the coaches for only ever depending on Christian.
Thank you, Cody.
I'll agree with that.
I blame Cody for all this right now.
I do want to go Edge. Tell me what you think about Jonathan Mingo this year. Because I didn't get a chance to, when we were talking about that, to get your opinion. So, what you feeling about Mingo year one, bro, and Bryce Young?
Well, my feeling is that with Jonathan Mingo, the dude's gonna be a beast, and we got and also we actually have receivers that he can actually learn from. He can actually learn from a guy named freaking Adam Thielen. All right, Bryce Young, as much as y'all don't want to hear it, Bryce Young can learn from Andy Dalton. All right. They both we have players that can learn from each other. All right. That's what I see and that's what I think. All right. So in about 2 years, I don't say 2 years. By next season, in their sophomore year, Jonathan Mingo is gonna be one, and Bryce Young is gonna have this whole offense running like clockwork. And that's what I see and that's what I feel. All right. TMJ, he's there. But I need him not to be hurt. I need TMJ not to be hurt all the time. Jonathan Mingo is going to prove reason why he should be a 1 instead of TMJ. I don't care if TMJ is taller than him. I don't care if TMJ weighs more than this man. Jonathan Mingo is going to have something
you better care
on why he needs to be number 1.
You better care.
Do you think Jonathan Mingo could have a better year than DJ Moore?
Yeah. Look at our offensive line and look at their offensive line.
Yeah.
Enough said. Thank you.
That's why DJ ain't getting off.
Don't get twisted. DJ's gonna get off. But our offensive line scheme is gonna be better than Chicago's. Yeah, Chicago did draft the offensive lineman in the draft to protect Justin Fields, which was a smart thing to do. All right, because Justin Fields need the weapons, but the only way Justin Fields get the weapons off and get it going is that he need the offensive line to protect him.
Fields is going to be under pressure,
but our offensive line is way more in sync than what Chicago's is going to be.
Am I the only weird one that's kind of rooting for all of them though?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
I ain't rooting for no damn DJ Moore.
Tony. That's
can I tell y'all this?
See, that's what I'm talking about. That coaching out. That's super nice coaching. He ain't on the team.
Listen, I'm pulling for DJ Moore more than I am Christian McCaffrey.
Why?
I meant.
You kind of got to. Yeah, you kind of got to.
No, I'm with Twan on this. Fuck them both.
Had trash, garbage.
They don't play with us no more. They the
Justin Fields though.
I'm
a Justin Fields fan.
Yeah,
Cody doesn't like
to
have because he had a big contract.
You think DJ Moore ain't gonna get out there trying to take our fucking hat off?
I think that DJ Moore
this ain't gonna be no blood against
a lot more. DJ Moore was able to do a lot more at a position that is entirely dependent upon the quarterback. And yeah, now I think that they're going to.
Or was he just a safety blanket? Maybe he wasn't that good. And maybe he just got 12 balls a game because he could run 5 yards and get open.
Let me ask everyone this, and I'll go to Kobe first. I haven't heard from Kobe in a minute.
Kobe?
Is there any possibility that the NFC in general doesn't have a lot of top level quarterbacks? Is there any chance that Bryce Young and Justin Fields, like that could be the matchup in the NFC for a while to come?
It could be.
It could be.
Yes, I would say simply because that and what's coming
Justin Fields gotten
behind.
better the first 2 years.
I'm glad your name's Kobe. All right,
Yeah,
so.
All
right,
Kobe,
so let me start over right quick. I ain't gonna be that long. Let me just get it across right quick.
You're good.
I'm saying when you asked that question, the first thing I thought about was the quarterbacks coming out behind, and you got Drake May, Caleb Williams. You do have some good younger quarterbacks, but I mean they're all in the AFC. So who in the NFC do you really have that's a young quarterback that can go to the front besides Fields and Bryce Young when you're talking 3-4 years down the road? So yes, I think that is the answer to your question.
Hurts.
All right.
Yeah, Hurts.
And hold on. One of those guys that he just named probably be at Tampa Bay.
We don't need
You talking
that.
about Drake May?
Yeah, one of those guys that he just named.
I take it back. I hate Drake May. He can go right on down there. That'll fit just fine. That's cool.
Probably will be in Tampa Bay come 2024.
Drake.
And Brian Burns will be picking peanuts out of his ass.
By the way, we have a Bears fan in the chat room too.
Can I ask you a question real quick? Because I don't follow him a lot. How tough is Drake May?
He's a finesse
He's
quarterback.
not very. Hit him in the mouth.
Well, because
He's a finesse quarterback. If he get hit, he's
the
done.
wine and cheese school. He can only be so tough.
Absolutely.
Only one tough person came out there.
Because
That
the
was
reason why I asked
Tepper.
that, if he's going to Tampa Bay, and they
Hold
don't have
on, Tony. You ain't
line,
talking shit from ECU.
And-
Come on, man.
and let's be real here. It really don't matter what he does or how good he can play because he's gonna get his ass whooped in Tampa Bay anyway. His own team gonna whip his ass.
He cannot take the beat. I promise.
I will definitely talk shit to.
Not from ECU, man.
Yeah.
Nah.
All right.
See,
there's
the
a person
people
that don't know nothing about.
So if you're gonna go
ECU.
by college, then you and Kobe should be fucking arguing with each other because y'all got more beef
No, we're
with
in
each
the
other
same
than they did.
town. No, we live in the same town.
No, see, Tony
I'm talking
doesn't
about
know that I'm
ECU
a,
versus NC State.
Yes, no, see,
I know
Tony
both
doesn't
teams
know that I'm
don't
an
like
ECU and a State fan, though. We hadn't had that conversation yet. That's to be coming soon.
Shit.
Oh no.
That's what man. I'm really weird with my shit. I'm the only person on earth I know that has a fandom of both rivals and
No, I
college.
know one person that has a degree from both schools, and I give him the grace.
How the hell you?
But that's like being a Clemson fan and a South Carolina fan. That's
Very
like,
similar. See, but I'm not bandwagon though, because neither one of them do shit.
No, you're right. No, you
That's
had a
not
bandwagon.
true.
Hey Cody,
Hey,
well, we about to be the fuck out of that. You just get the thing I sent you on Twitter. We about to be the fuck out of the ACC, so it don't even matter.
Oh yeah,
No
no, that's
more.
about to happen.
Clemson
Hey,
and
we're going.
Florida
And
State is
NC
going to
State
the
is,
SEC.
NC State is going with you, dog.
No,
Yeah,
y'all
it's-
not.
they are.
Yes, there is.
No,
Why?
right now, for real, right now,
Watch.
there's a lot of teams in the ACC.
UNC's going to the
They're
Big Ten.
trying to piece out of the ACC, man. They might dissolve.
Yeah,
that.
man. That shitty ass
Good.
record. Look, it's
You
it's
ain't
these
read that
unknown teams
Magnificent
and that's
Seven or
it.
Fab 7 article that dropped
Dude,
this
the
week.
fact that the ACC is collapsing is one of the saddest stories in sports
I'm
history.
glad it is.
It is.
Nah, it's one
It
of the
is.
managed
greatest
well, man.
conferences
It's not
in
managed
the
well.
history of the world.
They set it up for failure a long time
It's
ago.
just it's really just for football, to be honest with you. But
Yeah, I know. They should
it's not
keep
managed well.
ACC
It's
basketball.
because Miami and Virginia Tech
for
didn't do their part when they
for
came over.
basketball,
Yeah.
ACC basketball has been incredible forever, but
Yeah, the ACC don't like
football-
spending money, man. They don't like spending no fucking money. That's the bottom
don't think
line. If you don't
that's
spend no money, then you ain't. I guarantee
You
you
ever
who gonna
been
be in
to
the
Carolina?
SEC. ECU gonna wind up in the ACC. I
Hey,
guarantee
but
you
let me
that
ask
shit.
y'all this: is Bryce Young gonna be the offensive rookie of the year?
Fuck no.
No.
He could be.
Damn, man, y'all
Yes.
just jumped out the
Yes.
no.
If he gets over 20
Yes.
touchdowns,
No,
he
he's
will.
not.
Hell
Yes.
No.
Why not?
No, he's not.
Why not?
Yes.
No. He got to
He's gonna
figure.
throw for
He's got to make sure
4,000
he starts
flat.
first. He does not have the elite weapons
28.
around him that he needs.
You don't have to be
If he
elite
makes
to
if
win
he makes
rookie
the
of the year.
playoffs, why can he not
28
win player of
Look
the
at
year?
Teddy
8
Bridgewater's
interceptions.
rookie of the
Rookies.
year.
That
I
has yet
think-
to
He
be
only had like
seen
11
that he's gonna
touchdowns.
No.
I think that running back
All
out
right,
of
then
Texas
you're
got a
talking
better
about.
chance.
All Are you talking about overall rookie of the year, or are you talking about offensive rookie of the
Look
year?
at Teddy's
Offensive rookie of the year.
Right? Is there an overall rookie of the year?
No, it's just offense.
It's offense, defense. Okay.
Go look at
All right.
Teddy's rookie of the year.
So no,
stats.
like then who will
Not
who
that good.
you're gonna say this is who are you gonna put money above them on?
I'm
Right?
putting
Probably
the running
Bijan.
back, the running back out of Texas, Bijan. Yeah,
Bijan?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
No, he went to Atlanta. 20. I ain't putting my money on no fucking.
I
Falcons.
don't. Hey, look. So I don't
when it
like
comes to
Atlanta,
money,
but I
I'm
like
Move into
him.
a 3-4. 3-4s can't stop the run.
When it comes to money, I don't care.
The Carolina, we still haven't been proven to stop the run yet.
If you like a player on a division rival, you are a traitor.
No, we're not saying like him. He's talking about who you put your money
Cody's a
on.
trader. You guys like
Yeah.
Anderson jersey?
Yeah, you know who he traded on? He's an Atlanta trader.
Some
I like
people
Lamar
said,
Jackson. I trade him.
Atlanta fans are over there like, oh,
Yeah,
Cody,
you're a
this
traitor.
guy does a Panthers podcast.
Nah, that was
I need to hear that whole
It's,
story.
no,
at
it's
a
fine.
later
I
date.
love stories like this. But all right, so so really we need to look to quarterbacks first when you ask that question, Cody, right? Is you say, all right, will Bryce Young be offensive rookie of the year? You could say no, that's the easy answer because you're betting the field versus him. But would you rather bet on Richardson, Stroud, Bijan? Twan said Bijan, which I think is reasonable. Rookie running backs can come in, but are they going to be any good? We don't know.
I would put Anthony Richardson having a better chance than Bijan Robinson.
There you go, Cody. Cody.
I mean,
It could be.
I'm comparing Bijan Robinson.
It could be Anthony Richardson too, bro. It could be him.
Exactly. That's what it's gonna be.
But remember, hear me out. I'm saying when you're comparing him to Bijan, yeah, I would say Anthony Richardson over Bijan. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know if CJ Stroud and the Texans. I don't think they got enough firepower for him to
If
be.
Bryce
the-
Young is not, if Bryce Young is not the offensive rookie of the year, bust. That's what I say.
Anthony Richardson is going to put
Hell
up
no.
better
Needs to be,
numbers.
right? You're the number
Because
one pick.
Anthony
I wanna hear
Richardson is
this.
going to put
I
up
know.
better
I
numbers
feel like
than
that.
Bryce Young this year.
I'd rather Bryce Young have a less year
They
and we
don't
get
have no
wins.
receivers
Yeah,
over there.
I'd
I
rather
think Teddy-
Mingo win it.
I think Teddy
I wanna
Bridgewater
win.
had like 12 touchdowns and won it.
Yeah, Bijan
If-
ain't got
if
no
Bryce-
real
if
competition
Bryce
with
Young-
him on
look,
that team.
If Bryce Young is anywhere as good as what everybody has told me and convinced me of, then he is going to be. He
Yeah,
should
He
be.
did 20 touchdowns. That's
Yeah.
it.
But he ain't even
Yeah.
starting next year. Y'all talking about rookie of the year.
Yes, he is.
is. The
He's
man,
not.
Oh my God.
get out
He's
of here,
not.
Twan. Hey,
Hey,
Twan.
hey, look,
there ain't no
I'm not
way in
arguing with
hell.
you. I'm just gonna say where your money at. I'm not arguing
I'll
with
put
you.
money on it.
No way
I'll put
in
money on it.
hell.
He ain't gonna start game one. He ain't starting game one.
What does
I
Bryce's
think he
numbers
does.
have to be rookie?
That's
of
my
the year?
bet. My bet is he's not starting game one.
All right,
How much?
$25, Tom.
I'll take it.
Neither did
I'll take
Justin
it.
Herbert. and
Who's
he
not
won
starting
Rookie
game
of the
one?
Year.
And
That
my
Bryce
thing
Young
is,
ain't
though,
starting
too,
game one.
how can he not
Y'all are
start
crazy
game
as
one?
absolute
How
hell.
can he
I know,
not
I
start
know.
game
It's
one
just-
with
I know.
all this
It's
that we
ridiculous.
gave up?
Because we got a veteran quarterback on the team and we still got Matt Corral on that motherfucker. That's why.
They
Man,
gonna have
I'm
a
a
letter to
Matt
the
Corral
PSL
fan.
owner that says
it
Bryce
still
Young.
makes no sense. I just
They're
can't see that.
not going
This is gonna
Hey,
make
look,
it
I'm telling you right now. I don't give a
can't
fuck
eat that.
if he get hurt in practice. The bet is still on. I don't want to hear it. It's you better start. You better go out there on some crutches. If he get hurt in practice, that don't kill the bet.
I'm about to play
He's
the
not
team
starting
that's
game one.
not-
Same thing with Dalton. If Dalton gets hurt, you can't be like, oh, well, Dalton would have started if he ain't get hurt.
How about
No,
this? If
I didn't say Dalton. I said Bryce Young ain't starting.
Well, then the question is not. Well, he ain't gonna be. He ain't gonna be rookie of the year. He ain't gonna be rookie of the year then. It's going to Richardson then. If he don't start game one he's got to have a better season.
But he will start game one, and
Richardson gonna throw about 15 interceptions.
I've heard that. Right now, I've heard
Richardson's gonna have a better year than Bryce.
Richardson doesn't have the weapons around him though.
Yeah.
Kendall.
Yeah, Michael Pittman.
Who is he even throwing the ball?
If he get it, it's gonna be through his legs, man.
Richardson is a weapon.
Yeah, that's why I say he would have to use his legs. He got to use his
He's
legs.
a weapon on his own.
Pittman is good.
But you can't just
If
be
he used Jelani Woods, he's pretty good. He's
their
6'8".
only-
Get him the
their
ball.
only weapon. I don't know, man.
Running back Taylor.
Dude, Bryce Young has the
Taylor's got to stay healthy. That's going to be really important.
What I'm saying, Cody, other than going to us, I think going over there with Shane Steichen, do you think that's going to put him where he needs to be?
He definitely will.
Bryce Young has the second best odds to be rookie of the year, guys.
It smells good.
Just look at the gambling numbers, folks.
Look, Kendall, two of those things can be true. I like where Anthony Richardson is at and everything around
Anthony
him.
Richardson's not even top 5 over here.
But I don't think he's in a better position.
Hey, Tony, what's number 1, though, Tony?
Not anywhere near soon.
What's number 1?
Yeah, it's Bijan.
Stop talking me to death, man.
I'm not talking you to death. I put the stats up, bro. I'm just saying.
No, I'm not talking to you in general, Tony. I'm just talking about just in general. Just when I tell y'all, when I come on here and tell y'all, if I tell y'all a duck can pull a fucking truck, then just hook the shit up.
Nah, bro.
I'm right.
Why would you have the offensive line?
Tuan, my friend, you have a history of not being right.
No, I have a history of being right. I have a history of being very right.
A big history.
My man apologized.
Okay, should I say Bailey Zappi would never be drafted?
Man, you talking about Bailey Zappi?
Hey, you really drafted, bro.
That's the kind of shit y'all come up with me and some dumb shit. Bailey Zappi?
The same man that wanted Kenny Pickett.
Exactly. You guaranteed we was going to draft Kenny Pickett. We didn't.
Can we go back to the original discussion, which is right?
Who's starting for Pittsburgh next year?
Wait, let me hear Tony.
Who's starting for Pittsburgh next year? Kenny Pickett.
Exactly. So how the fuck am I wrong? He's starting next year.
Hold on, Tony. Let me hear what you were gonna say before you.
The original question I believe you posed was, would Bryce Young? Do you think will be the offensive rookie of the year? And right now he's the second odds-on favorite, and it's very close to BJ. You put $100 down, you win $400. Or Bryce Young, you put $100 down, you win $350.
Yeah.
With Bijan, right?
Here in South Carolina.
Well, I know I gotta start playing around with the VPNs. Actually, you know what? I don't need any more fucking problems. But look, I mean, literally, is Bryce Young is very close to being the odds-on favorite. And for me, I understand. I think that you guys the odds makers believe Bijan is going to get it. But for me, I'm ready to say this. If Bryce Young isn't the offensive rookie of the year, I'm going to be secretly or maybe even just openly disappointed.
Yeah, same.
Why?
Because I want the best.
I mean,
why would you be disappointed?
Tony, how much more disappointed would you be if like another quarterback won it?
It would hurt more. Exactly. I mean, and I'm not saying that like I'm not going to be a fan or it's a bust if he doesn't, but like you guys told me he's ready to win now.
Didn't RG3 win Rookie of the Year over Andrew Luck?
Yes, he did.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Hey, Andrew Luck was on a better team.
Hey, by the way, let me welcome Chuck back to the show. Chuck.
What's up, y'all? Y'all still arguing?
Yeah, you know.
Always.
Yep.
That's what we do.
Does the day end in Y?
Yeah, right.
You think you will be saying the same thing as CJ Stroud was drafted? That he doesn't need to start?
Nope. Exactly.
Nope.
Oh, I think the rookie start no matter what.
No, I don't.
If I had
No,
CJ
he asked me the
Stroud,
question.
I would bet money he'd start day one too.
Why
yeah,
in the hell would CJ Stroud be starting when Bryce Young would?
I just said no. I wouldn't let CJ Stroud start. No.
Oh, all right, my fault.
Hey,
I thought you said
can
the other way.
I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
SportsBettingDime.com. I posted in the private chat. This is May the 6th of 2022. And it says there, Steelers Kevin Colbert praised Kenny Pickett's readiness today, comparing him to Joe Burrow when he came out of LSU. Colbert believed Pickett basically spent his NFL rook going on about Pickett. And it says, anyway, it says this resulted in him becoming the favorite to win the NFL Rookie of the Year again. And he didn't.
Who won last year?
He did win it.
No,
Who won Rookie of the Year last year?
Yeah, that's
but they're saying on May the 6th they projected Kenny Pickett.
Do you want me to tell here? This is what I got to say to this guy Colbert, who is out there comparing Kenny Pickett to Joe Burrow.
Bro, that shit was whack. Go kill yourself real quick. Don't do music no more. You whack. You're trash.
I mean, come on. I mean, like, yeah, is that? I mean, but all right. So, who is better? Who's more of an odds-on favorite to win it right now? Bryce Young should win it.
Yeah. But next month,
man, y'all, see, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all delusional. Bryce Young ain't played a snap, and you say he should win it.
Well,
Wait, hold
on, time out. Let Pickle go, then I'll go to Kendall, then I want to get some more people in. Go ahead, Pickle.
What I'm saying is, each month, the odds change. So right now, Bijan may be the better odds, followed by Bryce Young. Next month, it might be completely reverted. Somebody way down on the list. It all depends on how training camp goes. Nobody knows nothing.
Man,
this dude over here,
a bunch of beat writers.
That was posted. This article
no,
was
it's
last
not a bunch
year.
of beat writers. It's a bunch of bettors. That's the odds. That is where the money is going, homie.
Whatever these dudes write articles, they're trying to sway people to believe what the fuck they're saying.
Odds come from. Odds don't come from that. Odds come from people dealing with real fucking money.
Oh, I'm not talking about odds. I'm just talking about just the articles that they write to try to sway people a certain way. The reason why I picked Bijan is because he's a running back. I mean, we talk about Rookie of the Year. Like more likely with all the other things, it's going to be a veteran or a quarterback. Rookie of the Year is like it could be a wide receiver, a running back, or a quarterback. They like it really could be open for any player. But when you got years on you, you talking about MVP, it's almost always going to be a quarterback.
And let me piggyback on.
And there's no MVP awards.
Let me piggyback on.
History doesn't show us that.
Well, let me let Chuck. Then I'm gonna let Kendall. Then I want to get some more people. Then I got Al in the background.
Even though I don't want to agree with Twan is right because Breece Hall was going to win the MVP, the Rookie of the Year before he got hurt. Let's be real. And then they gave it to Garrett Wilson.
Damn, he said he didn't want to agree.
They just gave it to another guy on the same team.
I'm gonna ask.
That sucked. The team fucking sucked.
He came in and gave me grace and dissed me at the same time.
Listen here. Let me ask Kendall. Kendall, why can Bryce Young not be the offensive rookie of the year? You seem certain that he's not even going to sniff that. Why?
Because Kendall is still in love with Anthony Richardson.
That's one. Y'all already know how I feel.
agree with that.
But I don't think that Bryce has the proper weapons around him for him to succeed as he did in Alabama. Everybody's still looking at his college career and think it's going to y'all don't even know if it's going to translate to the NFL just yet. He doesn't work. How many times has he run under center? That's why they're saying the biggest thing right now for him
that right
is
there
operate on the center.
That's why Bijan won't win Rookie of the Year.
No.
Well,
I mean, it's
y'all already giving him Rookie of the Year.
But I mean, that doesn't mean that you can't either, Kendall. I mean,
I don't think he's going in the center.
No, but that's still a learning curve, right, Cody? That's still the learning curve, right?
I think if he gets 20
they're
touchdowns,
going to be in shotgun still so much of the time anyway. So
the curve didn't affect Cam Newton in 2011.
Yo, put that rookie of the year list back up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is what I'm saying. I'm comparing Bryce Young to other number one picks, Cam Newton included. And listen, I have seen quarterbacks come into the NFL with worse receiver talent than the Panthers have now and have a really damn good first year in the NFL. So, I mean, to me, I agree with Tony wholeheartedly, bro. If he is not offensive rookie of the year or running,
I'm
going to be disappointed.
That chart you got up proves my point though. See, look, the last year's been wide receiver, quarterback, running back. With Rookie of the Year, it's open to a lot of different positions.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, man. Look, Bryce Young is not gonna be no damn rookie of the year, bro.
But you don't know that, Twan.
Yeah, you don't know. And
maybe your opinion.
If we're talking about chances, he has just as good a chance.
I mean, you're right. You're right. I don't know that. That's a true statement. I don't know that.
I still think that he's a better bet than Bijan Robinson because they're going to stack the box against his ass.
Would he be a better bet?
Well, it's a bigger thing for us to hope that Bryce's game translates to the NFL.
Yeah. But would y'all be still saying Bryce Young if he played with the Texans?
I mean, I'm not doing all that what if bullshit, bro.
Right, but y'all been what ifing all night.
I said no.
Exactly.
If my aunt had nuts, she would be my uncle.
Because Trevor Lawrence wasn't because of
I would say that if Bryce Young went to the Texans, he wouldn't be because the Texans have a worse football team than we have. That's just the bottom line. Okay. A quarterback can throw a zillion yards, but if ain't no son of a bitch down there to catch it, it don't matter.
Yep.
A running back could run for a running back could be the talented running back who ever played for any NFL team in the history of football.
That's why I picked the running back.
He ain't shit.
But at the end of the day, though, Pickle, they already said, Arthur Smith already said that their offense is going to be catered run heavy. We already know that in Atlanta.
They're telling the world that they're going to run the football.
They're telling the world they're going to run the football. They're not trying to hide shit. They're going to run the football.
You know what? John Fox and Ron Rivera swear to God they were going to run the hell out of the football, and they tried, but they didn't always get it done.
Don't leave rule out.
You say it, don't mean you get it done.
Hey, time out. Let me welcome my man Al the Sailor to the stream. What's up, Al?
Yo, what's up, Cody? What's good, guys?
Hey, man, let me ask you this. Can Bryce Young be the offensive rookie of the year?
Yeah, I think he can because I think he's going to start. I don't know what they're talking about putting him on the bench. He's going to start.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He needs to start. He needs to start. Let me tell you about my running back that I seen in my eyes. 2002, 2003. There was a man named Ricky Williams down in Miami. Rushed for like 1,900 yards. Was a monster that year.
That's a good.
He had about 250 against Buffalo one time in the snow. I mean, he was running crazy that year, man. That was a great year to watch.
And that
he was a monster. Ricky had everything: speed, power. He had the moves.
What's your overall running back of all times?
It's gonna be like Emmitt Smith.
That's
it's gonna be Emmitt Smith.
Hey, but I mean, no. Listen, I want to go back.
I mean, Emmitt Smith broke all the records.
Hey, this is my opinion, bro. I think that Bryce Young is in a better position with a better offensive line than all the other rookie quarterbacks. I think he has a better set of receiving weapons than all the other rookie quarterbacks. Kendall, I agree with you. I mean, I disagree with you. There was no number one shut down wide receiver at Alabama last year. And by the way, even when they had Jameson Williams last year, Bryce Young against Georgia, man, they went off. Bryce Young is able to spread the ball around to all the different weapons. So when I'm looking at the roster for the Carolina Panthers, yeah, I see a roster capable of getting Bryce Young the offensive rookie of the year. It benefits his play style, not having that number one well-known dominant wide receiver type.
I'm not saying his name no more for a month.
He played 3 years in Alabama, correct?
2, I believe.
2.
Well, okay, we'll say 2.
Yeah, he started 2 years. He was there for 3 years, started 2.
Hey, Kendall.
Okay. Now, hold on. Now, last year was his worst statistical year, correct? And they lost 2 games.
Yeah, it's still pretty damn good.
Nothing, man.
Okay,
that's Alabama, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. That's my point. What I'm getting ready to. That was Alabama. Alabama had 5 stars up and down the roster behind each other. They third stringer probably was a 5-star.
They had to blame somebody.
That's what I keep telling y'all. That if you don't put this elite talent around this guy, and y'all already crowning him Rookie of the Year.
I mean,
that's all I'm saying.
But by the way, there's 2 games that he lost. Those were competitive games. Like right up until the very end, they were competitive, man. Like those were some of his best performances, even though they lost.
Well, once again, you going in the SEC. Y'all like to harp on that.
He lost to Tennessee and LSU, right?
He lost to LSU.
I got a question.
They were going to lose to Texas too if Buddy didn't get hurt. They were going to lose to Texas too if the dude, what's his name?
The defense had
they were going to lose to Texas. They were going to lose to Texas.
Bryce got them out that game though. Listen, man, I'm not saying Bryce Young name for a whole month. I'm not saying it no more. I'm done.
I'm tired of talking about him. I inherited him.
There is so much. Oh, Bryce got to do this, or Bryce can't do that. What? Why? If you think Bryce Young should not have been the pick, then you evidently don't trust the coaches.
I don't trust the owner, Pickle. That's who.
I don't trust the owner.
I disagree, my friend. I don't think Tepper. I think Tepper was probably asked, but I don't think he outright made him draft it.
Yeah, he did.
No, he said it.
No, he did not say that.
No, he didn't.
That hug was weird as hell, bro.
He said it, Pickle.
Prove it. I'm on Twitter.
That hug looked real weird.
Go to the war room, and he was asked. He said he told him at the Super Bowl, "I'm gonna get you."
Well, he told everybody that. For the love of God, he told everybody that. Do you really think they only drafted Mingo because Steve Smith said so? I mean, come on, dude.
Well, that's what they said. That's what they said.
If I'm the owner and I told the person that I just picked that I'm going to get him, what else do I need? I can only go by what you said.
You suck it up to the kid. That's what rich people do to poor people.
Tepper did say that he asked Steve Smith.
He said it twice. He said it at the podium. And he said it in the back room.
Oh, all right. Okay. You're right. David Tepper rules the Panthers with an iron fist. And the only reason why he paid all these coaches is so he can call ex-players and ask their fucking opinion.
Well, that's what he did.
Yeah, you guys are really brain power here right now. There you go.
I don't
the
think
entire concept of having a coaching staff is outright ignorance. When the why not? Just call Jake 12 and say, "Hey, Jake, it's 3-1. What do we do?"
Man, y'all get
that would be better,
calm down.
You hear your concept? No, I ain't gonna calm down. I've been talking about for this whole damn show.
Woosah, Pickle, woosah.
Pickle breathe, man.
I've been talking for this whole damn show. Listen to you guys throw all this bullshit out there.
Hey, y'all gonna fuck around. Hey, look, if Pickle get hurt, look, man, calm down, man. Don't let these motherfuckers get in the mix, man.
We're gonna have to get people to sign a waiver to come on.
The concept that the owner controls everything is actually.
Yeah, bro. He yelling like he get paid for this shit.
Hey, listen up, man.
It's just ignorance.
Look, let me say this before anyone on this show has a heart attack, bro. I'll say this: I agree with Pickle that I don't believe that David Tepper forced every coach in the organization to draft Bryce Young if they didn't want to draft him.
Right.
I'm sorry,
that's
I
all
don't
I'm
believe
saying.
it. I don't believe that if you had an entire coaching staff that you just paid top dollar for, and you're gonna go to them in their first year and force them to draft a quarterback that they don't want to draft.
But Cody, you're saying that shit like it's unheard of.
That doesn't make sense to me, bro.
Y'all don't listen to everything.
Owners can do whatever the fuck they want to do.
For the draft, David Tepper said in a press conference, if you believe everything David Tepper says by word, and you've already proven that you do.
Hey, let me talk to a calm head.
What happened was, let me say something.
No,
Let me say
I tell
something.
you shut up too, Al. Now listen.
An owner can do whatever he wants.
If the owner, if you believe every single thing the owner said in the pre-draft press conference, because he walked out in the middle of the press conference and interrupted him. He said, "I learned my lessons about telling these coaches what to do."
But he didn't.
Oh shit!
You done said that you believe everything the owner said. You've already said that. So if you can't believe one thing and not believe the other, because
I believe him when he fired Rule.
He said
when he fired Rule, he said that same shit. He said, "I went and talked to people that own teams for 30 years and blah 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 and blah blah all this." And then he goes back and say in February that he tells the kid, "I'm gonna get you." Then Scott Fitterer said he was pivotal in going there and getting us up to number 1. He did that shit.
Somebody passed the weed, man. Pass the weed, bro.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey, we don't have to disagree.
Tony Dunn, pass the weed around, bro.
Listen, if you want to say that David Tepper made the decision, does he technically have the power to do so?
Hell yeah.
But what I'm saying is I'm sorry, I just don't believe that David Tepper forced a quarterback onto this entire organization. I really don't.
All I'm saying is, why are y'all yelling at Kendall? You guys are saying what y'all believe. He's saying what he believes.
No. Listen, all I am saying is that Bryce Young, that if you look at the situation that he is in and everything that the coaches have said about him, like what Karen Choi said in the chat, everybody said they were all in on Bryce. So as an organization, they're going to have to live and die with this pick. And I really don't think that David Tepper told an entire organization of people that they're not going to draft a quarterback that they want. That just don't make no sense to me.
Yeah, we need pick.
It was the choice. It was the choice of everybody combined. I mean, Frank Reich might have wanted C.J. Stroud. He even said in the interview, he said, "Yeah, I'm going to go listen to my people, and we're all going to make a choice." But one person might want somebody, but it was what they all wanted. Like it was basically who wanted to. Like they put in straws, and whoever got the most straws got picked, and whoever got picked was Bryce Young. That's what they said. He even said it in an interview. So I don't think he forced the man's hand. I don't think Frank Reich wants Bryce Young, but
I don't think all of them did. I mean,
Fitterer wants him.
Yeah,
because he had a small quarterback. Fitterer wants him. The the offensive coordinator probably wants him too. He's a small dude.
Yeah,
we all saw how they got around C.J. Stroud in the beginning. Beginning.
Josh McCown wanted C.J. Stroud.
They all circled C.J. Stroud in the beginning.
Come on, man.
And then the media got involved, and then it was all about Bryce Young.
Hey,
no, the media got involved with the OST test. That's what happened.
But whoever's crumpling
pulling up the paper and shit.
Yeah, whoever's crumpling shit up in the background, y'all gotta stop doing that.
They said somebody said that somebody's in the background rolling up a blunt,
Cody, and they were having to unwrap a candy bar.
I just
wait. Hold on, 1 minute. I want to ask a question, my man. DJ Skills. Yo, whoever got that fucking microphone is.
They rolling a blunt up for Pickle.
Hey,
Why you mute me? Why you mute me?
I thought it might have been your ass.
No, it's not me.
But hey, I'm just trying to mute whatever that crazy ass going on. Hey, but no, let me go my man Diesel Skills. I know you're an optimist about Bryce like myself. Do you think that he can be in the contending for Offensive Rookie of the Year this year?
Yeah, he absolutely can. I think them talking about Dalton starting is just a formality. It's a formality, just like Iquanu not starting at left tackle last year. It's the exact same thing. I I don't know how we forgot already that Bryce Young won the Heisman Trophy, or how that he was the most successful quarterback in yards and touchdowns over the past 2 seasons in college football, and then now magically in the NFL because David Tepper said that he was the pick, that he's not going to be successful. We have to look back to the tape and all the plays that Bryce Young has made over the past 2 years. He's going to be just fine, guys. He's got a high release. His release where it comes out is just as high as Cam Newton's, because Cam Newton throws the ball right past his ear, where Bryce throws the ball way above his head. If you looked at tape that come out this week of Drew Brees in passing lanes, Drew Brees was effective in using passing lanes. It's going to be the same thing for Bryce Young. 6'4" quarterbacks came out last week and said, guess what? We don't throw the ball over tackles. And that makes sense, because these tackles in the NFL are absolutely huge. So even if you're 6'4" or 6'5", you're not trying to throw the ball over those guys. You're throwing it in between. The batted balls has a lot to do with windup and delivery, which Baker was a trunk thrower. And that's what has got so many Panthers fans absolutely scared to death of Bryce Young's height. I understand that. You go into the offense that Thomas Brown has put together. It's 40% Rams. It's 60% Frank Reich. And Frank Reich has traditionally run 65% of the offense out of 11 personnel. So there's going to be 3 wide receivers on the field all the time. I think Thielen's going to be that number 3 wide receiver in the slot. He's going to be the safety blanket for Bryce Young. He's got a lot of potential coming up to be successful. I think what is more important is injuries to the offensive line or injuries to that wide receiving core. Because to be honest, we do have a lot of wide receivers, but it drops off shortly after number 4. So an injury to a wide receiver could be a big hit for Bryce Young. Yeah. So if we have a tackle go down, and then we have a starting wide receiver, the top 3 go down, then maybe not. Maybe he doesn't win Offensive Rookie of the Year. That would be my biggest fears.
Yeah, health is definitely a huge factor.
Bro, that in the immortal words of Jim Rome, rack him. He just went from start to finish and spit the facts from beginning to end.
Because we all allowed him to.
These little skills.
Well, hey, look in the mirror, Quan. Like the whole thing is this. It's like, just let me rack him and give him his applause. That's the one of the night. I like that. I like that a lot. And look, as Bryce Young is, I expect I wanted to bring this up though about the coaches or the owner. I don't think the owner overrode people on this. Like, did he not have a say in it? I won't say other. Like, of course, I feel like if they wanted to pick somebody he didn't want, he would more have a veto more than it is this is the guy we should pick. And we all know Bryce won because of the interviews, dude. That's why he won. He interviewed the best. He was like the best candidate on paper. Like, you might have a sneaky feeling somebody could be a good fit for the job, but Bryce Young was the best candidate on paper. He had the best resume. He interviewed the best. You like what he said, and you hired him. And now, just like any pick, Cody, we're all gonna live and die. If it was CJ Stroud, if it was Anthony Richardson, the same pressure is on all of them together now. And you got to, like Pickle said, believe that the coaching staff made this pick honestly rather than begrudgingly. Or obligatory might be another way. He's
in some cases now, man. We got to get behind.
I have been on hiring committees where we hired someone with a better resume. They didn't interview better, though. That wasn't the difference. But you hired the paper, not the person. Right? I've been in that world, in the professional world that has done that. I don't think that's the case here, though. So, you know what I'm saying? We have to live and die no matter who it is.
Right.
Can I make a comment real quick?
Go ahead, JJ.
I think in terms of does Bryce Young have a chance at winning Offensive Rookie of the Year? I think for the most part he does. You gotta remember he's the quarterback. He was the first quarterback taken in the draft, and the media loves to give quarterback bias to whoever it is. Even if he just has a really good year and we win or plays just good, regular, not a Pro Bowl but good, and we win the division, make the playoffs, that's still good enough sometimes to give you the award.
Yeah,
and he's gonna get that bias from the media.
That's what happened with Teddy. They were like 11-5.
Well, based on what he just says, it just sounds like he's gonna win based on a bias and not actually his skill, which is what a lot of people do now in sports, which I can't fucking stand.
You gotta have
People hardly ever earn shit anymore.
I wouldn't say that though to get that kind of recognition. So,
Twan, you sound so
defeats
old.
your whole point.
Yeah, Twan he just puts on his VHS tape of the 1990 Sugar Bowl.
No,
Man, my day when we didn't have
just
the
a
internet,
realist, man. I'm just a realist. Everything's just so fucking watered down now, man.
That's what old people say, bro.
If you get that media wave behind him,
but I am older. I'm glad I'm look, I thank God as a black man I've been able to see the age that I'm at. I'm grateful to be old. We should all aspire to be that.
I work in a field where, well, first I study history for a living, but I also work with teachers, and that
my mind is not old.
Always say, but my friend, his wife got her PhD in developmental education, and she found a quote from a Harvard teacher in 1660 going, "Oh, the kids these days." They don't know it, you know what I'm saying? It's always been the case. I mean, we're talking they're like, oh, they don't know their Latin like they used to. You know what I mean? That's what we all shit on millennials, Yeah, what I don't shit on. How about this? You know what?
Shit is really watered
I'm going
the
the
fuck down
opposite
now.
way, Twan. I'm going the opposite way. I think you're absolutely wrong. I think these kids commit themselves to athletics and sports more than anybody has in the history of the planet and the world. Go to my boy Daryl Strawberry, who used to fucking blow lines of cocaine and do 6-packs of beer and be the best player in the league.
We can find people in era that did that.
But you can't do that in this world now.
Hey,
you can't drink a 6-pack of beer, and it's not about the rules, Twan. What I'm talking about is these people are like Tom Brady. They're in the cryo chamber, like Terrell Owens used to be. Remember, he used to sleep in the hyperbolic chamber. These guys,
you can't be Johnny
devote
Man.
their entire lives to sports more than anyone. So I would argue that the old they earn it more than anybody.
That's not true at all, bro. Hell no.
That ain't true, Tony. Why did they change?
I'm trying to get some brownie points, but
why did they change the rules then?
Hell no.
Because they don't like watching people become marshmallows on the goddamn field.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what Twan is saying. That's watered down. That's watered down.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's we'll call it the NFL where you get Parkinson's disease league. There is a way to two-a-days. Look,
But
come on now. You
there's a
guys
way
are
to
like,
not
oh,
water it down.
these vets don't practice enough.
But
that's what you're saying. You're indirectly saying, oh, the league was better when we did
But Tony,
two-a-days
it
and broke
was.
Terry Collins' jaw in preseason.
It's not just
it
the
was.
concussions they lessen it. You can't touch the receiver at all with the receiver.
The game has changed. It's become more finesse.
It's
But
trash.
that's like saying this. No, that's like saying when they put in with baseball, they're about to put in they're going to put in like a robotic ultimately strike zone. Right? We can mathematically calculate the perfect strike zone. There's no more, this ump's calling it on the outside all day or whatever. But
Tony,
what you're saying is
baseball
this is
aficionados
back
are gonna
in the
hate
day, We could have done.
They're taking away from the game.
But baseball aficionados are gonna hate that. They don't want no damn robot back there making calls.
I feel like that's old hats.
I hate baseball in general.
Nobody wants to see
How about you?
Nobody wants to see Josh Johnson accomplish championship game.
Receiver in the NFL in 1975.
So how about we just do this, Tony? How about we just stop
He would
hitting
be the
all
most
together?
elite athlete.
How about we just stop hitting all together? And you tell me, did you ever thought you'd see the day where an all-star game was going to be a flag football game? Why don't we just put flags on the players now? Because that's where it's going.
Oh, no, I don't think we should have it at all.
That's where it's going.
The quarterback is one click from having on a red jersey.
I think we have evolved past the meaning.
That's where it's going, though, Tony. It's going to be to the point where you can't hit the quarterback at all.
At all.
It's already there.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
And then you can have a 5-5.
Finally, we're going to get the benefit from it. Finally, we'll get the benefit for it because you guys told me it was already there. No, it won't when we had Cam Newton. But now we got Bryce. First time anybody lays a finger on him, I'm like, flag, motherfucker.
Yeah, because that's our quarterback.
Yeah, no, I just don't agree. Look, is that the level of athlete today? Look, kids are training. Bryce Young has had a personal quarterback coach since like fifth grade, dude. That was not what it was like in the 80s and the 90s. What I'm talking about is this is like now every kid has the $400 bat in baseball. We didn't have that. Nope. You know what I'm saying? Like that athletes back in the day, like they didn't, when they went home for the summer, they went from home for the summer. They didn't go to a personal facility to do all this shit. The kids are today working. And it would be like this is like, are you ready to take your best math test when you were 19 and take it against my son now? I think my son today is going to beat me then.
Tony, after they changed the rule where you couldn't touch the receiver within 5 yards, Tom Brady broke the touchdown record, then Peyton Manning did.
But that's made football better, dude.
It does.
No, they changed that rule years ago. They changed that rule in the 90s. They had that rule.
20 years, man.
They're never going to that rule in the 90s.
Bro, do you remember when they told them to stop eating meth tablets in the 70s in baseball? Yeah. Like that's
They're never going to get rid of sacking the quarterback. They're going to implement rules to keep them safer, and that we all know that now. Like they're going to have to find that happy medium. But it's still football, man. You can still
what it is
playing NFL football.
Would Tom Brady still be the GOAT if he played 20 years ago?
No. He had a 20-year career. Come on now.
No, I said would he still be the GOAT if he played 20 years ago?
I mean, I don't think so. But
he wouldn't be bad. He wouldn't be trash.
He wouldn't be trash.
He played in 2000, 2001. Them big ass pads. What are you talking about, bro? He played in 2000, 2001.
Man, Tom Brady played in one of the most
in the 90s.
In the 90s, bro.
1990.
I mean,
you're talking
Joe Montana and Tom Brady and Joe Montana are the same player, dude.
That's why Joe Montana will always be a GOAT over Tom Brady. Joe Montana got hit.
No, Joe Montana.
Joe Montana played in a real football league.
Brady could have done it.
Montana never threw an interception in the Super Bowl.
Hold on. Well, see, you got technology, like we said, the internet, or we can find these kids, right? Okay, so you had, like, say, if you was in North Carolina, you in Charlotte, and you got 5-star kids because you got the bigger school. Now you go into this little county, and you never seen this kid in this little 1A, 2A school. But this kid is 6'5", got the wingspan, can turn the edge. You know what I'm saying? We can find him now. They couldn't find him in the 80s, because not less, in the paper or something like that. So more of these guys got to the league. Now all of these guys are getting to the league, and they're here. So now hence the rule change, because you got these exceptional athletes coming from everywhere. Making it.
It's money, bro. It's an influx of money. It's an influx of money coming from the
kills
TV contracts.
It's money
coming from the TV contracts. Coming from the schools now. It's so much bigger, bro. It's so much bigger than it was in the 80s. In the 80s, it wasn't it wasn't like this. It was popular. But it wasn't like this.
And because of those people are, because of those NFL ratings, everybody wants the quarterback to be healthy. especially as we get later into the season.
But that's
that's why they implement all those rules to protect.
But Cody, that's toying with the game. That's toying. That's not letting the game take its natural course.
I would rather
That's
have
toying with the game.
I would rather have a game to have all the franchise quarterbacks playing in the game.
I say the same thing about
rather than
basketball.
a bunch of defensive linemen.
Hey, yeah,
diving
white chocolate special basketball is fucking trash too, man.
I don't want to talk about
here's the
that.
thing,
We ain't talking about no fucking basketball, bro.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, though, man. With the rule changes and everything, everybody knows the reason why the rule changes happened was mainly because of Tom Brady. Because all you guys remember back in what year was that?
2007.
2006-7, first game of the season.
Yeah, after they went 18.
Tom Brady blew out his knee,
Tore his ACL.
and that's when tore everything up. And that's when they said, "Oh no, we got to change the rules." Why? Because back then,
Because he was their money maker.
Tom Brady was the face of the NFL. He already had.
If that happened to Drew Bledsoe,
already
nobody
been
would
four
care.
of them already. Yeah, true. Yeah, true. That happened to Drew Brees. No one would care. And also, let me put it to you like this: you can definitely tell how the rules change. Last like a season and a half ago, I went to the game when we played against the Browns, and we had Baker Mayfield. We were beating the Browns. We was already ahead. You cannot tell me that when Brian Burns swiped at Jacoby Brissett, and then they said
that was a no call.
That was not a roughing the passer. I can tell you that verbatim. I saw it. I was there at the game watching it. That was not a roughing the passer. But you know what? Just because Brian Burns' hand swiped up and
it cost us a game, bro.
And magically hit freaking Jacoby Brissett in the face. That's a roughing the passer? Really? Roughing the passer? Really? That cost us the game. And not only did that cost us the game, Jacoby Brissett did a fake spike, was gonna spike it, and then decided not to, and then tossed the ball. That was an automatic down right there.
They also
that should have been an automatic down, fourth down right there. They would have been punting the ball, and we would have won that game hands down. So you cannot tell me the rules did not change for anybody with the quarterbacks.
They changed it
All
also
right.
for Aaron Rodgers because remember Dominican Sue landed on top of him, broke his collarbone.
They've been doing that for God knows how long, man.
They changed the year before Tom Brady got hurt in that first game of the season. The year before Tom Brady got hurt in that first game of the season, the Bengals were playing.
Oh yeah, Carson
somebody.
Steelers.
Carson Palmer tore his knee that year. That knee in a playoff game. They were going to go to they were definitely going to go to the conference championship game.
All right, look.
Yeah, it was a playoff game.
Hey, I want
that's another reason.
They didn't change the rules.
No, they did change it.
Tom Brady. You sure? Because I remember they changed it when Tom Brady got changed. Yes,
I'm talking about it's accumulation. It's accumulation of not having good quarterbacks on the field and watching shitty football, bro. That's what it is. Nobody wants to watch trash ass football.
That's what they voted for. That's what they voted for in the lockout.
Wait, let Pickle go ahead on there. Go ahead, Pickle.
That's what they voted
for. I'm gonna start to wrap it up after this.
That's what they voted for in the lockout. When in the 2011 lockout, Cam Newton was drafted. He didn't go to training camp. We basically almost didn't have a training camp and such because of all this. Now, because of the lockout, the players voted at the same time they voted to have a rookie wage scale. Because if a lot of you may not know this, but before that, a rookie first round pick quarterback got paid exactly what the highest paid quarterback in the league got paid.
Yep.
And many players said that was uncalled for. Now, during that time is when they went and said there's no two-a-days. And older veteran players like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, all of them had their say, basically eliminated extra padding. That's why even if a young guy wants to be there all summer in the building and train, he can't. The coaches can't. Coaches are very limited on how much time they can spend with these young kids and develop.
That's some bullshit.
But the players voted on it during the lockout.
No, certain players voted on it.
CBA, they pretty much walked it through like it was automatically approved.
Yeah.
The problem is the Players Association is a problem. We can blame the NFL as a whole all day long,
No,
But
that's
the
a
Players
great point.
Association step back, collect the check, and allow it to happen.
And that's a
You're
great
right.
point,
He's
Pickle.
right.
If you're a
Facts,
player,
Pickles, facts.
if you're a player, why would you not want the rules to make it where it's safer for you to play the entire season?
Man,
Like
when
that-
the when
But the
football,
biggest thing, Cody, the
let
biggest
me tell
thing
y'all something real quick.
was
Hey,
that,
Kendall,
that
you know what?
Richie
Hey,
gets
Kendall,
that
you know what I'm
money,
about to
the
say
same
with
thing
this.
that our veteran was making.
Kendall, you know what I'm about to say
What's
when I
that?
say this. When motherfuckers sign up to play fucking football, we sign up to play football to knock somebody the fuck out.
Damn right.
We're not signing up for no fucking lay us down on the field. Because if you're doing that, then you a hoe. You don't need to be playing fucking football. When you sign up for football, everybody knows that's the gladiator sport. They got a women's football league where they got their titties and ass out, and they hit harder than they do in the NFL now, man.
That's my favorite sport right there.
They got the female
They be out there straight hitting the shit out of each other.
Look,
and
so,
not give a damn.
all right, so here's what I'm gonna do, man. We've gone 3 hours and 30 minutes, damn near. I'm gonna give everybody the opportunity to give me their final impassioned words before we get out of here, man. Anything that we talked about today that you want to bring up, or any final point that you want to mention, now's the time to do it, bro.
Let me
Al,
go first, bro.
I see Al going first. Al, go ahead, bro.
Yeah. Let me get down here and watch my Heat knock out the rest of these Northeast chumps over here out this fucking NBA. Let's go Heat.
Let's go.
Man, you in California, bro. Cut it out.
Let's go Heat. Later, y'all.
All right,
Go have a good night.
All right, peace and love, Al. Let me get in my man Diesel Skills. You're just in time, man. Give me your final words for the podcast today. Anything you want to talk about, anything you want to summarize, bro.
Yeah, well, first of all, no mother wants to see their child injured on the field. No brother wants to see their other brother injured on the field. And so safety is important in the NFL. And certainly no fan wants to see like what happened to Tua on Thursday Night Football, where he had a brain injury and horrible things happened to his brain live on film. Nobody, yeah, sure. Nobody wants to see that, and it's not good for the NFL.
You play when you play football, man.
All right, but hold on, let him go. Let him go. Go ahead.
People aren't going out there to risk their lives. They're going out there for our entertainment, Twan, and I just believe me and you are just going to disagree on that, and that's okay. What I would like is I'd like for someone, whether that person be in the chat or someone that views this video later on YouTube, to hit Tony up to come on to CarolinaCatChronicles.com and help us write some articles. Me and Tony probably could write 3 apiece and fill the stream each and every week with new articles, but that's a lot to ask. But if we could pick up a couple other guys, girls, anyone who wants to contribute would be fantastic. It would be a great big load off of our shoulders, and then greatly enhance the C3 Panthers podcast along with CarolinaCatChronicles.com. If you know it's not for you and you can't write and you can't contribute, go to the website, click on some ads for Tony, help out the C3 Panthers podcast. Along with that, join the C3 Army. Put that C3 in your name. Help us fight this battle. We're on the front lines here for the Panthers, cheering them on this season. We want them to win, and just the same way we want the C3 Panthers podcast to win, and we can't do it without your help. Enlist today. Join the C3 Army. Join the C3 Nation. Come on with us. Come with Panther Pickle, Twan, and the rest of us, all these great people on the panel that I've been honored to be a part of. Help us fight this battle. We're on Twitter. Hit us up there. I could use a couple new people that want to get involved on Twitter. If you're not on there and you want to be a part of it, hit me up. I'll help you. I'll help you grow your page just for the C3 Panthers podcast. Let's have some fun. Let's talk about the Panthers this season. Let's get ready to win, and let's get excited for some Panthers football, guys. Let's go.
Yeah.
Dude, D's could sell ice cubes to an Eskimo, man.
You want us to follow that shit, man?
My man, I know. Look, actually, thank you so much.
Damn passer, y'all.
I feel like
better not come to me next.
Nah, D's understands what we're just trying to build, man. What we're just trying to build is a discussion. And that's what the website could actually be is like if you just wanted to make your 20 list of receivers who were better than DJ Moore, we could put that up there. It doesn't have to be like we want to build a conversation that has multiple voices. And that I think that's what the Friday free for all is why people, well, first of all, shade to Twan on this one for putting it ahead of the C3 Panthers podcast in his rankings. Yeah, shut up. Shush, Cody. But I think that's why it resonates so much, though, is that's the whole goal is to have multiple voices. I get tired of being in an echo chamber.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm going to pass the mic. That was not my final point. My final point is going to be talking about these old hats. Stop talking about how the old days were so much better.
Oh my God!
Who's next?
I'll go. You're not gonna. Nobody wants to go after that shit, man.
Yeah, I know. That's actually a good point.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to the C3 brand ambassador, Diesel Skills, holding it down, but he's doing incredible work. You know we appreciate you, brother. It doesn't go unnoticed, man. And next up, somebody who is far more of a troll. Likes to annoy me a lot more than Diesel Skills, but
it's White Chocolate Express.
Yeah, we still
say it like that, Cody. Say it like that.
It's White Chocolate Espresso. Go ahead, say some annoying shit before I jump off of here, bro.
Debo Samuel's tier 1 receiver. Fuck out of here.
All right.
That's Cat Williams right there, man.
Wow, he said that's Cat Williams.
He said comedy.
First team all pro.
I thought that was gonna be a like a clap, and then it was like, nope.
Where's DJ first team all pro?
All right, hey
that
man.
is funny.
Hey, let me get to my man Anthony, rocking that LeBron avatar. Anthony.
Oh, don't get me fucking started. Don't get me started. He's washed.
You're the one who put it as your AV, bro.
Well, dude, because we do a basketball podcast and like we're all fucking Lakers fans, but I'm sitting here watching.
Don't say all of us.
Not Kevin. He's a sad Orlando fan, but
I'm a very sad Orlando fan.
But yeah, I got nothing to fucking say, man. Keep pounding. Y'all know where to check me out. Panther Central Podcast on YouTube, Panther Central Pod on Twitter. And the last thing I gotta say, man, like I don't like debating about the old days and shit. Obviously, I'm only like 20 years old, so like I wasn't around for the old football days. But I'll tell you what, there's been a lot of fishy shit in the league throughout the whole, this past decade. It feels like. And,
thank you.
Like I'll give it this. I mean, Tom Brady was the golden boy of the league. I mean, the Tuck rule was just a fake made up rule in the middle of a game to help him out. So there's been a lot of fake phony shit going around. But at the end of the day, it's football, and I'll always love this sport. That's all I got to say. Peace out, homies.
Hey, peace out, man. Hey, I'll tell you what, man. With all the storylines that we have going into this season, bro, there is so much excitement, so many storylines to follow, man, with Jonathan Mingo and Bryce Young and the left guard position. How's this 3-4 going to switch up? Man, there's so much to watch, man. Hit that like, hit that subscribe if you haven't done so already. Next up, I'm going to go to my man, Kendall, the GOAT of the Black Cat Panther Podcast, man. They've been working, grinding, putting out work. Kendall, give me your final words for the show, brother, and then plug all your stuff so they can find you, bro.
Hey, man, good content tonight. I like that, the DJ Moore thing, the running back thing. And Tony, old football was the best football, bro. For real. Power football. For real. This pussy down water shit right here, hey, we got to watch it. Got to watch it. And then just check out on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, GOAT Talk on Black Cat Panther Podcast. Keep pounding, baby. We out.
Hey, keep pounding. I appreciate you, bro. Always appreciate you showing love. I stopped by over there
No
too,
doubt.
man.
You know it.
Check out
You know
yeah,
it.
man. Check out Black Cat Panther Podcast. Next up, let me go to my man Twan from the 704 Charlotte Bound Show. Twan, I appreciate having you again, man. You offered that I like how you offered that adversarial kind of viewpoint sometimes. We get a good conversation out of it. Tell them where they can find you and give me your final thoughts for the show, bro.
704 Charlotte Bound Show, man. Also, Twan versus everybody. Also a member of the Tobacco. Damn, I forgot it, Kobe. Tobacco Radio.
Sports Road Radio. Yeah,
Sports
it's a
Road
lot.
Radio.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? On Twitter. It's a lot of stuff. Man, yeah, just come support, man. Make sure you go see that Panther Pickle one-on-one I just did with Pickle. It was amazing. Support your own, man. My message is support your people, bro. Make them feel loved when they go off and do things, when they're representing you and whatever. Hey, look, man, I love the debates, man. That's just that to me. I never take this shit serious, you know. It's just debates. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully we have a great season. And I gotta echo Kendall, man. And I know Tony gonna get up here and try to get some brown nose points later. But this is some bullshit that we watching right now, man. You know, the league, but we gotta watch something. Kendall said the same thing, but we gotta look at something. It's just like everything's different now, man. The food is bad now. Everything is just surrounded by money. And every now and then you just want to see something that's pure.
Yeah. I hear you. I hear that, man. I hear that. All right, well, good on you, man. I appreciate you. And y'all check out the 704 Charlotte Bound Show. Next up, let me go to my guy. Let me go to Edge. Edge, I ain't go to you yet, man. Give me your final thoughts for the show. And yeah, plug whatever else you want to plug, bro.
Yo, it's your boy Edge. Yo, you can find me on the 704 Charlotte Bound Show. I also got my own little show with the 704 Charlotte Bound Show. It's called A Word Edgewise. I actually got a show coming out real soon. You know, actually probably gonna do it next week. For sure. It's gonna be ones versus ones. Just come out and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Come out and show you what I'm talking about. But hey, Cody, I'm glad you had me on here, man. I appreciate it. It's my first time being on here. I had to just sit in and listen and get my little shine on. Listen a little bit. But yo, this is fun. This is great. I am definitely coming back again. 100%.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. Right. Hey, I appreciate you coming on. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Hey, you can also find me on Facebook. You know, it's called Brandon Edge. You know, you can find me on there. You can also find me on the 704 Charlotte Bound Show Facebook page as well. You know, you can find me on there. I do not have a Twitter, so don't ask me for my Twitter. Okay, I might have to put up a Twitter. Maybe.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, you gotta get a Twitter, bro. That's how everybody.
I ain't got no Twitter, man. I'm old school, man. I don't got no Twitter. If you know my number,
you gotta skip out on
text me and call me.
You got Facebook though.
Yeah, I got a
Twitter's cooler than Facebook. Like that, I would if I had to get rid of one in my life, I would get rid of Facebook.
Yeah, same here.
I never rock with Twitter like that. My personal Facebook is deactivated, but my backup one.
Hey, try it out, and you'll be addicted, Edge. You'll be addicted, Edge, man.
Tony trying to relive his youth, man.
There's a thriving Panther community on Twitter. That's
you are, Twan.
It's pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie, man.
All right, well,
hey, Tony, I love you, man. I love you.
Yeah, man.
Hey, and Bryce, man. Are you sure you're not trying to sell anything, man? Because goddamn it, you can sell a pin. You can sell a pin to a goddamn freaking a billionaire, man. God damn, that's some good shit.
D with a D.
Damn, good shit.
I got ready to sell a collection plate for a minute there.
Yeah, man.
That's like, look, you guys don't understand. Look, some people. Actually, I'm not going to compare us to anybody, but we don't need them. Well, I mean, everybody likes a donation. Everybody likes direct money, but it's really a lot easier to help than you think. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that like, if you think if $1 on Cash App is too much, right? which is fine. Like, I don't want to give anybody $1. Like, half the people, I'm telling you, a like, a subscribe, and a share. That's the thing. A share. People don't do this. Like, it's like if you just say this is I'm on Facebook and I just put this link and say, hey, I listened to this podcast. It was pretty cool. You would not believe that's worth like a $3 donation, a $5 donation to the podcast. Really, you don't. If we did this for money, bro, I would have quit before I'm going to give you my soliloquy about how the past wasn't better. So let's go to the next person, Cody. Just a share, a like, and a participation, man. Your time is valuable.
Yeah.
Your time is valuable. If you're listening to this, that's all. We just need to, again, if a word of mouth is the greatest way to grow in this type of space for us. I'm sure, like for Mr. Beast, it could be different. But this is a community like Deez was talking about. This isn't just a growth. We're not a growth company. We are a strength company. Foundational. Let's just make it a great community. It's never about money. The more we get up here and talk shit, the better.
Man. Building that, like Deez said, building that C3 army, baby. That's what we're doing. Just building a community of Panthers fans to be able to speak their minds, say whatever they need to. Next up, we got 2 more people, man. JJ, and we appreciate you once again, bro, for coming on, rapping with us. Anything you want to plug or any final thoughts?
Always bring in smart talk, JJ. You are, and not in a sassy way. I mean that like a very intelligent talk about the Panthers.
You already know I tried to. It's the same thing as always. Like, comment, subscribe. These guys put it on for the whole C3 family, and they try their hardest 2 times a week minimum. And I honestly think all the time when I'm listening to it at work, where would I be sometimes? Because I mean, like, I love the Panthers so much. If you love them, you should damn sure love the podcast. But Bryce Young, Rookie of the Year, 4K flat passing yards.
Love it.
28
let's
touchdowns,
go.
8 interceptions.
I like that.
Jonathan Mingo, wide receiver 1, TMJ 2, and yeah, we win in the division, and we're gonna be legit next year.
Yes, sir.
That's a good one. Look, I like the good football finish there.
Yeah, we got the football music playing.
I know they're gonna get us popped.
I thought it was cool.
Nah, it was good. It was good.
Last but very
Good call.
certainly not least, Panther Pickle. I think we gotta get your YouTube page up and going again, bro. The people need that pickle content.
I know it, man.
You're a celebrity in here, dude.
Yeah.
We have people want reality TV shows. I'm with it. I started a document tonight, Pickle, which I've been meaning to do this for the entire time I've done the show, but it's hard to host and keep timestamps and do all that. But I want to do a best of the year, like podcast, and we just show clips of people talking. I've been meaning to do this for years. I literally wrote down Pickle 2 hours, 55 minutes into this podcast. You're the person that actually made me do it. Literally.
We need to do a montage.
And it's my second favorite Pickle moment. It's
do
not
a
even my favorite one. Bro, we're doing it, Pickle.
We need to do a
man.
montage of Pickle just losing his mind.
Pickle does that a lot.
No, you shut the fuck up.
That's right.
You want that,
Hey,
bro, we gotta do it.
Don't come to C3 Friday Free for All unless you're
Not be
prepared. There's a possibility you're gonna get screamed at by Panther Pickle. Always that possibility.
That's some good stuff. Hey, Pickle, give me your final thoughts for the show before we jump up out of here.
One thing I want to throw out here a little bit is I understand, I'm old school. I've said it many times. I love my old school football, but I can't think about all the great times I watched the great football without thinking of the NFL's paid over $1 billion. This was the February of this year. over $1 billion to former players because their health is very bad because playing this game. Okay. And you understand that with the NFL putting out that kind of money, you have to know in the business sense, something's got to change. Then you look at kids that are coming in and they're making that kind of money or more money. And something's got to change. Now, so I understand where they want to go safety. I do. But one thing I think the NFL needs to do, and maybe this is for a later discussion, is stop this inactivation bullshit. There's no need that you inactivate players before every game. It's just why put a couple extra reporters on sidelines? Whatever. But y'all subscribe, and hey, even if you can't watch it, even if you missed the show, it's available on podcast form almost everywhere you go. I myself prefer Google Podcast. Why? Because it's already on my phone and I don't have to download nothing extra. And all I got to do is click and like. I got all sorts. Got C3. I got all sorts of them on there. And I click it and let me know when the new
celebrity. We got to give him his own show. Pickle, we got to really talk about having your own show.
I like that.
Like, I mean, it would be
podcast.
Man, we gotta bring. I want to bring a bunch. I think it's time to make a network under.
No,
we already
no,
pay
hey,
for the crap.
yeah.
We already pay for the host. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want let's do it. Like, I'm ready to build other people's brands.
Podcast
with us.
network, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, my man Diesel Skills, he coined a good a catchphrase for Pickle. Deal with it.
Yeah. Oh wow. Oh my goodness. He just won the podcast. Definitely got the best showing tonight. We clapped about him twice, and then he hit him with a deal with it at the end.
Deal with it.
That's awesome. I want to go.
Yeah. Go ahead, get in, Tony.
What I love about this show, actually, even though it makes me angry, like I need a freaking
volume
Xanax after it or something. What I love about it is the really message of what we started the C3 Panthers podcast and the website for, which is a diversity of fan opinions. Like, we're all here with a common discussion, right? We all are talking about the same thing. We're all talking, and I love the diversity that the show brings. Mm-hmm. That's my first point. My second point is I am going to call out the nostalgia of the old days. Right, is that and I'm not saying there is a point where you could soften the football game so much where it wasn't the same game. Like, there is maybe a point you could get to that where it is flag football or something to that point. But I don't feel like football today is any less entertaining than it's ever been. They are the behemoth. They are the number one sport in America. And if you didn't have to tell us about that silly sport soccer where a bazillion people who aren't Americans love it, like it's the best sport on earth. They control the headlines. We will do whatever. Panther Pickle said this. He's like, "Oh, you worried about Peacock?" No, they can go on Peacock and they fucking make Peacock. We will all find a way to watch this stupid ass. It could be the worst game. It could be the Texans versus the Cardinals, and all of us would get our free subscription.
Soccer.
Right. Like, I just don't think that the yesteryears of America were so much better. And if they were, we would have to just speak on individual things. First, our sports conversation. Look, my daughter was like this. She goes, "When's this podcast gonna be over?" I said, "I don't know. I'm just hanging out with my friends." Like, I'm not podcast. I'm just hanging out with my friends. What we are doing tonight is better. You know how hard it was to do this shit in 2013? Right? I understand the nostalgia of the past. I think the only thing better of the past, maybe not only, is we were younger then. Like, that's what was awesome about the 90s is I wasn't 41. I think this is like we're sitting here watching. We have such a hyper focus on this sport. What sport has won more than the NFL? And I don't think there is one. So who cares?
NFL is king.
It's the king, at least
NFL
in America.
I
mean, like you can't fuck with it.
How about this? I don't even like
that.
I don't even like that they call baseball America's pastime.
Well, look, Cody, but no, you should, in a way, think about this: is that those sports were what the NFL is today for a reason, because baseball is a wonderful sport to look at the box score, right? We don't have to watch the game. We can tune into it on the radio a little bit. We could do something, and tomorrow we check the standings. We check what players do in the box score, this and that. Baseball won in the radio paper era, but in today, too many games, inconsequential plays, right? The NFL is winning now, and in a way that boxing too used to win in a couple of ways, but they're the behemoth, and not just because they're really good at it. It's like the best sport because look, there's only 17 games. You only have to commit. So imagine if we did this podcast, guys, and we did hockey or basketball, and we did
games.
But but like 82 games. Imagine if you said we want to do a podcast that we have to do a post game 82 times. Fuck that. It's too much of your life. The NFL has found a way to just tap your dopamine perfectly for sports. That's it. So the world is better right now. I want Netflix. I want this podcast. I want to hang out with you guys. It's 11 o'clock on a Friday night, and I have more fun hanging out here, sitting here doing this than I would doing something else. So
we have internet porn now. Things are great.
I know. I mean, I don't got to go out ever again.
But Tony, I don't mean to
Wait until they put the AI and the sex bot, dude. I'm getting divorced.
Look, I don't mean to cut you short. We got a bunch of people spamming the fucking background, so we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. My name is Cody Lashley.
In the private?
Yeah, my name is Cody.
How did
Lashley.
they get in?
We'll talk about it after.
DJ Moore is better than Debo Samuel.
No, don't.
No. After we go live, when you end it on the live, I want to see what the heck.
Tony,
all right, C3 Panther Nation. Yeah, go ahead, JJ.
Debo.
I just want to make sure that it's clear. Jonathan Mingo and DJ Moore are better than Debo Samuel.
Please mute this child.
How do they do this? How did they get in this?
Sick motherfuckers in the world, bro.
I know. Look, and then look at the pic. Oh, you can't see the picture.
Don't even talk about that stupid motherfucker.
It was bored.
They pissed me the fuck off, man. I can't stand them. But
how do they do it?
I don't give a fuck.
Because those bitch motherfuckers always hide.
Panthers Podcast. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell, and until later or until next time, you know what we're gonna do. Keep pound.